And we are live.
Another job.
I already heard somebody, so I know the silent treatment ain't working this time.
Everyone just stare blankly at Rogino through the cameras.
Oh, should I like block out since I'm not technically in the game right now?
It's fine.
Here.
You will be pretty quick, but
You said that to Shadow Fox.
Well,
Remember
okay.
how that worked out?
to be fair, I'm not putting a battle between then and now like I did for Shadow Fox.
You'll be in this game shortly. Why are you none of you killing the thing you're supposed to?
3 eternities later.
Literally
Because
only had 50 HP and no resistances.
The one person that goes after the big bad was the one being carried away. The rest of us do small people cleanup.
You have no idea how
Which-
painful that was to watch.
I saw that, okay, they're not going after the big bad, so the big bad will just grab their friend and start roasting them alive. Maybe that'll make them go after the big bad. But it didn't.
Zara can heal herself.
Joke's on you. I'm the emo
Zara's
kid
good.
of the group. Nobody cares.
That's fine. She can heal herself.
Right?
Yeah, normally something big and scary shows up, and 2 of us go after all the small stuff, and we send Xena after the thing that's big and scary.
Yeah.
Like, that looks angry. Go fight that.
go. Glorious!
We'll keep the small things off you. You go.
Yeah, no, I was so proud of Zara. So
Well-
proud.
Look, I was happy to be the distraction for the big thing and keep turning the fire off.
Well, the thing is Eva runs in after Xena because she's going in to protect Xena. When Xena doesn't run in, she doesn't have a reason to run in.
And
She's like,
Xerx's
oh, my friend's
literal
over here. I'm
job,
gonna go protect him.
Xerx's job is defend the caster.
See, when Xena's gone, your roles are just confused and you
It's
all
like, we don't
just
know what we're
die,
doing.
Why
apparently.
is the healer tanking?
I'm like, what happened? Watching the videos, I'm like, whoa.
Our
They
Xena's
group,
our
are
best
so
group leader
close to
left. We
dying.
don't know what to do.
Xena's our backbone.
Yeah, nobody's doing any raid calls, so we
Yeah, the person that's supposed to do raid calls isn't here. We don't know how to do this now.
Oh, it was so good. It was such a great train wreck to watch.
Also, I
I
am
don't-
never doing a lead the party anywhere role again with Xerx.
You should always do them. You should always do them.
Well, he get Xena her dragon now, so you have to do one more.
Now I know, like Xena's gonna be like, roll 3, roll 3.
don't usually feel bad about the situations that the players get into because it's usually either their own fault or just the dice rolls. But
Does
you
both.
guys couldn't even get through one night without like a really, really bad encounter, and I just felt terrible by the end.
welcome
of
to
it.
D&D.
Yeah,
We played for 4 hours and only 2 hours passed in game.
Yeah.
you guys got hammered. Like when I watched it, I was like, because people indicated to me, oh, you didn't miss that much, and I was like, well, I must have gone for 2 sessions. That's a lot. It's like 8 hours. And I was watching it. I'm like, holy crap! Okay, that's
Yeah. When
you just got bam, bam, bam hammered.
when like a good 3/4 of it was us just getting kicked around.
Yeah, it was great. It was great to watch.
We learned what happened when level 5 people don't act like level 5 people.
It was epic.
And Druid sass a dragon.
Look, my druid may be level 5, but she's level 20 in her mind.
Yep.
She's got heart.
Yeah.
So, before we do jump into the recap, though I feel like that covered most of it, Dicember is still happening. We are still doing giveaways, and we're going to start one up right now, in fact. And the set of dice that we are giving away is this gorgeous green set right here. Now, I know I say every set that we give away is gorgeous and beautiful, but this one's like really gorgeous and beautiful. I find it hard to track down green dice that I really like, and this one I really like.
I love
See,
the
that-
gummy series. It's a great.
That makes
series.
me
They're
want
great.
to play like an alchemist that specializes in like poisons and
Right?
that kind of stuff.
It'd be a good
or-
Zara Zet.
Like a character like Popper, who has
Oh,
a
yeah.
deity that's the gelatinous one. Perfect for something like that. So all you need to do to enter the giveaway is type !December into chat. That will enter you into the raffle. We will probably be drawing it sometime around our second break of the evening. If your name is drawn, you do have to be present because you have to tell us what it is that you won by just saying dice or math rocks or whatever in the chat. Excuse me. Just so we know you're paying attention and know what you're actually entering the giveaway for. And then we'll just get your Discord username and that'll be that. We do have more giveaways aside from this. We have one during the game tomorrow and then on Saturday as well. So 3 more sets of dice to give away, including this one, and also another dice bag to give away, I believe, as well. So keep an eye out throughout the week for that.
Have
And
the
let's
dice
be
back here
honest.
to show off either.
Let's be honest, most Kraken dice are pretty. I have yet to find a Kraken set of dice that I didn't like.
They do
I
make
have
really
two.
good dice, but
I have 2 Kraken sets that I think are really hideously ugly, but that's the reason why I bought them.
Yeah. So
Fair enough.
I want an ugly set of dice. I just want something that just looks like was like pulled out of the bowels of like some demon or something.
I have one set from them that looks like stale dollar store candy, and another set that kind of just looks like throw up. They put something in the dice. I don't know what it was supposed to be, but it came out looking nothing like what they advertised.
Oh God.
But I'm okay with it. I like ugly dice. So, last session, all the chaos of what happened. Where did we start last session? I believe 2 of you were in the gullet of a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's right, because we started right after Ixis had made the proposition to the dragon, which the dragon ended up accepting and vomiting
Very
up
lucrative
your
offer.
friends. Well, of course. You're just guaranteeing more dragons for his dragon army.
Yay.
Dale's gonna be so happy
That's
with
not
you.
okay.
I was about to say that. I was
Um,
literally on the tip of my tongue. You beat me to it.
So after regurgitating your friends, it did still demand payment of some form for their transgressions, specifically from Zara, who was the one that refused to give payment in the first place. And it made all of you watch, and it made sure that Zara wouldn't pass out as it ripped her arm from her body and left all of you there in the desert to deal with that mess, that scene. But you did deal with it. You managed to stop the bleeding, and Zara, I feel like, put on as brave of a face as she could. I can speak from character experience. Having an arm removed, not a good time. So bravo to her.
Oh, she sees it as she won.
Well,
She's alive.
It's a game.
And that's what we're going to tell Zeta. We fought a dragon and won.
It's a game. The dragon ate a piece of her, gave into his rage, thus she won.
sure. Let's go with that.
Look, I'm gonna spin it that way.
Problem solved. Dragons no longer an issue in the desert.
Yep.
After recovering from this incident, after the entire group kind of took some time to recover, you did set out on the road again towards the southeastern edge of the desert. And during your travels, you came across how did I describe it? It was a lumpy part of the desert. There was mounds of sand kind of scattered all around you. And after a bit of investigation, you discovered that they were natural burial sites where bodies of Arcastans and Gnolls alike fell in battle. And over time, the sand just covered them. You reported this to your matriarch, who was not super pleased about being contacted that early in the morning, but valuable information passed along nonetheless. You continued forward and found a place that looked relatively safe in this flat-ish part of the desert to camp for the night. And after setting up, you had your watches. And the first watch went surprisingly well. It was a really good roll. It was, I believe, from Isa did that roll, and she spotted an oasis. But not the same oasis that seems to be following Xerax. This was an actual oasis that had some mana-bane scarabs kind of resting around it. Isa took a drink from the water, was soothed and relaxed by it, woke up Yixis to take a closer look, who got scared off by the scarabs a bit, I think, after he realized what they were. And who had watch right after that? Was it Xerax? Yeah, Xerax
Yeah, it
took the
was.
next watch. And there was a battle, I believe.
It was
I
my
can't
watch. There
remember
was
what we
probably a
did.
battle.
It probably was.
I felt like it was a typical Xerix roll.
Yeah, didn't you guys
Yeah,
fight
it was the
some...
snakes. The
Yeah,
cobras,
the
mechanical
snakes,
cobras.
Yeah. Those fuckers.
which you did get rid of fairly easily, I would say, given the circumstances. And that is where we are going to pick up today. I did briefly mention it at the very end of last session because of the outstanding roll and the discovery made during first watch. Time actually seemed to move a lot quicker than you thought it did. Your initial watch, Isa, instead of being the normal 2 hours, ended up being about 4.5 hours. And the second watch, by the time that battle came to conclusion, the sun began to rise on the horizon as a new day started, and all of you got your benefits of a long rest. But before we get to you guys, Xena, you have been following this creature for some time through the sands of the desert, hoping that it was truthful in what it mentioned to you, that it will take you back to your friends. And after a few hours of travel, you find that it was indeed telling you the truth, as off in the distance, approximately 500-600 feet away from you, as the sun rises and lights up the area, you see a small camp. And in it are several gnolls that you immediately recognize to be your companions. And as soon as this comes into view, this creature that you're with stops and sits down. And when you approach it and kind of get right next to it, it looks up at you. As promised, here are your friends.
Thank
Before
you.
you proceed,
Oh, yes.
do know that you are taken because your friend Isa made the deliberate decision to let you be taken. And it will stand up, turn around, and walk away.
Bye, strange, ugly dog creature. Thank you for returning me to my friends and leaving me with cryptic things I don't understand. Makes no sense. None of this makes any sense. It's just dragged off. It's really tired for some reason. She stands there, looks around, grumbles for a minute more. She's been grumbling the whole time as well, because the dog, I presume, isn't giving her any answers as to what was going on while walking.
Every once in a while when you say something or grumble, you'll see its ears twitch, like it hears you, it knows you're there, but it is choosing not to respond to you, which does indeed get aggravating after a while.
And in typical Xena fashion, she did not give up. She was pretty much just chattering and questioning and just being her general noisy self for
Sounds about right.
pretty much the entire way. And at this point, she sees the camp and she's going to rush in, really.
Okay. So as you guys, the rest of you, are just kind of cleaning up from the battle that you just had, you hear after a moment footsteps approaching your camp very, very quickly.
Hey! Isa! Hey! Everybody! Zara! Derek's! Anybody! Tell me you're there! It's been so long! Call to me! Yip! 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 She starts yipping at you and like barking loudly the whole time, her tail kind of wagging and then still getting worried that you're not there, and then wagging really fast again and rushing over.
Scratching at the door.
Yeah, pretty much.
It is the easily recognizable voice you all hear of your friend Xena.
Guys!
Wasn't she taken away?
She was, but apparently she was supposed to come back when I accepted my suffering.
I guess
Well,
the
Is that what
suffering
they
has-
said?
you've
Zara?
accepted your suffering because
I still don't know what that means.
points vaguely over in the right direction.
Maybe she is our suffering. Or my suffering.
Hey now.
Or
Hey
she
now.
secretly loves Xena. She just has a lot of energy in the morning, and Isa's not a morning person.
I'm not joking. Yixis takes off.
I'm gonna grab, if I can, I want to make a grab for Yixis by the scruff of his neck. Hold him up a little bit.
Who does Xena see first?
Xena sees probably Xerax first, and then Zara, though she looks slightly different, and then Isa, and a little Gnoll that you don't recognize.
Or I'm probably holding like a foot off the ground so he can't take off.
So, poor Xerax being the first one that Xena sees, you get the full brunt of her bull rush. So she's going to go for a full pouncing glomp hug on you, dragging you through the dust. It just
You're-
is her tail is wagging. She's like, Xerax! Xerax!
You're back
What happened?
and alive.
Hi, glorious! Is everyone okay? How's everyone? She turns and
You
sees
missed
Zara.
the dragon.
She sees Zara with the missing limb, and her mouth is just like, and then she hears Miss the Dragon, her head zip back down to Xerax, and you just see a little spark of rage go into, like, little flames appear in her eyes as she slowly gets up and just stiffly kind of stands there for a moment, turns around, walks a few paces back, and then yells at the top of her lungs in rage that she possibly missed a dragon.
And now everything knows we're here.
Oh, don't worry. We're gonna face off again.
After at
wants
least
her
a
arm
minute,
back.
she'll turn back around, go up to Zara, look down, and say, Dragon?
Oh, I won.
Your arm is gone.
We are
Yes.
still alive, therefore we won.
It tried to eat me. It choked on me. And then it took my arm because I told it no.
Not
I
sure
won.
if that's how it works, but okay.
I
You
can
know, we'll
corroborate
pick
this.
Zara up in a big, crushing
Ow,
hug.
ow.
Lift her up.
Ow. Xena,
Zara,
Xena.
You are the most glorious. I'm so proud of
I-
you. You
I-
are wonderful. She just
I am-
holds you
I
up
am
like you're a
also-
champion.
I am also the most sore right now.
She's
Oh.
still mostly dead.
Slowly put Zara back on the ground. Pat. So proud.
We also found a new friend.
Oh yeah, Xena, kid, Xena.
I'm holding him up. She was not so down.
Like the you know how when you hold a puppy up, its feet are like this, and
Oh,
its
that's so
its
cute.
back legs are up to its chest too, and she's
Yeah.
like,
And then I'm going to set him down.
You are
Yes, this
quite
is Xena.
small. Hello, I'm Xena. Nice to meet you, young pup. What's your name?
"You're quite loud.
Yes,
In
I am
many
very,
ways of
very
the word.
observant.
Many senses of the word, quite loud."
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you. I know, it's glorious, isn't it?
Gonna
You
wa-
like it?
I'm gonna walk by Eixus and pat him on the shoulder. You'll get used to it.
Oh, I'm not so sure about that.
Oh, I could give you a makeover anytime, darling. Just let me know.
No, I'm good. I don't like to stand out. I'm okay.
Well, if you change your mind, little one, I think purple. I'm feeling purple with you.
Oh
Mix
God.
it with her around, you can hide easier because everyone's attention's drawn to her.
Yes,
Think of it
that
that
is
way.
primarily my role.
Yes,
True.
it is.
This is true.
I didn't catch the little one's name. What was it again?
Yixis?
Yixis? Yixis. Yixis.
Yeah.
Yixis!
He reads books.
New young warrior joins group. You're a warrior, right?
Oh,
No.
I'm not so sure about that. No.
He's an Arcastan mage.
A what?
He's a mage. He reads the books from
I'm
the
not sure
place.
that would be the proper classification.
However, he helped us find this, and she's gonna hold out the javelin to Xena. What did you call it again, Yixis? Javelin of.
It's a lightning javelin. You throw it and it turns into a lightning bolt like once a day or something.
I already used it today, so but you can use it tomorrow.
Well, you can still use it. It's just more like a normal javelin right now. Just
I'm having so many emotions right now.
I popped in chat the description for it too, so you can quickly grab it.
Are you sure, Isa? Well, we could share
Yeah.
it, you know, from time to time.
Javelins seem to be your thing. I should look at the other javelins you have.
Glorious. Well, Yixis, thank you for finding the glorious lightning. You know, gold, I don't know if you've noticed, is kind of my color. And lightning, I don't know if you noticed, is very gold. And it's going to be great. Thank you. I think having you around be quite good. So what do? You find cool lightning items for me, and what else?
You just say lightning was gold.
It's like goldish. You know, it's shiny, bright,
Is it?
like me.
It's
That all
definitely
depends on the source
shiny
it's
and
coming
bright.
from.
And loud.
Oh, very loud.
Isn't it thunder that's loud?
Semantics.
The crash of lightning is loud. Once you
Maybe
get
talking
This
about
is
light
true.
spectrums and colors as perceived by the eye versus.
He does that, you get used to it.
All right. So he uses these books to do something.
He does smart things.
Cool. We need more of those. All right.
I like my books.
That's fine. You're adorable. You know that. Just look at him.
He's
Look at his
also
little
incredibly
paws. Did you guys see
fragile.
these little paws? She grabs his little paws. Look at these little paws. Look at him.
If fur could turn red,
I just love it. He's gonna be great. He'll be our mascot.
Xena, he's also incredibly fragile, so we have to watch over him.
Got
oh,
it.
Oh,
yeah, the matriarch said he's not allowed to get a scratch on him.
Supposed to come
What?
back without a fur out of place, were the exact words.
Well,
I
orders
think I
are
already
orders.
misplaced his fur.
You hear that, little one? Use me as a meat shield.
I don't think the matriarch really has studied me that closely to know if something were missing, other than, unless it was blatantly obvious. I just,
If you come back
Meat shield?
incinerated,
Okay. but
he might be upset.
Okay, so not incinerated, but from what he's saying, we've got a little wiggle room, right? You know,
Possibly.
stray rock here and there isn't going to do harm, but we'll do our best, little one. Don't worry. Most things go after
Okay.
me, or I try to get them to. Isa, however, tends to aggravate things a lot. And apparently now dragons and Zara have a thing.
That might
So-
have been my fault.
Yeah,
It told me
For
to do
sure.
something. I said no.
As you should.
and I could
Dragons
push her out
are
of the way.
dirty lizards that need to be heads on the matriarch's walls. Glorious. Don't worry, we'll have vengeance for your arm soon.
Might be able to get the arm back as well.
Oh, this is temporary. We go
No.
back. We go back to. We go back home. I'll just ask fellow green mothers to grow me a new one.
You're going to replace it with a mushroom.
No.
No, 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 no. That,
No, I'm going to
Zara,
ask
that
them.
is your badge of honor.
I'm going
it
to
is
ask
your-
them to cast regeneration on it and grow me a new one.
No, 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 no. You wear that missing limb until you have earned it back. Until that dragon is dead at our feet. That is your badge of honor, that you survived the dragon and that you will one day get vengeance.
That's
It will know you when it
don't
sees
know
you.
if it's the delirium from my wounds, but you're making a lot of sense right now.
Of course I am. What did you guys do without me? So, what are we doing anyway?
Sleeping.
That.
I think it's time for me to go find breakfast.
Why was I taken, by the way? And that was very rude.
It's Ease's fault.
Yeah, the little ugly dog said something about that. I don't believe it. Why would he want
I-
me to be
Wait, what
down?
ugly dog?
The ugly dog that led me here.
Ugly
It wouldn't
dog?
answer any of my questions, and man, I asked a lot of questions. Yeah, just I was asleep, and these things. I would wake up every now and then, and these ugly, dead things were carrying me around, and then would put me back to sleep before I could, give them the old. "Ugh." But, and then they were gone, and I was awake, and there was this ugly dog that was like, "Hey, I'm gonna bring you back to your friends," and I was like, "Glorious!" And I have lots of questions, and it was like, "I'm gonna pointedly ignore you," and it was very rude, really. And then we got there, and it said something about Isa's fault. I didn't believe it. I only half listened, really. Anyway,
I mean,
here
the
I
choice
am.
was either save you while you're being dragged away alive, or save Zara, who was being roasted over a fire.
There's no decision there. Of course, say Zara. I'm fine.
What I did.
So, if Xena describes the ugly dog to you guys, you will recognize it as a Lucrota. You've fought one before. They are the savage, dog-like creatures that used to fight alongside Gnolls, and Gnolls would use as their entertainment. They
Oh,
are
yeah.
quite vicious and take much pleasure in torturing things.
Well, it definitely tortured Xena.
By not answering questions.
Yep.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry. The worst part of all of it was I missed a dragon.
Don't worry, we'll find more.
Well, don't worry. We know where it went.
There are more to the south, and we're headed south.
We'll fight more dragons, and we will win those fights too.
Yet again, I'm really not sure we won. Survived, maybe. Won, I'm not terribly
We're living.
sure. But
We won.
We went down its throat, and we came back out. We won.
I'm just
okay.
so proud. I mean, you were in its mouth.
Oh, I was hanging from the thing in the back of its throat, so it.
I was-
Yeah,
thing?
I was biting it and clawing it, making sure it couldn't breathe fire or sand or whatever they
was-
breathe.
Climbing my way out of its throat.
Like true Knowles, you two. I just couldn't be. Just bring it in. Bring it in.
I
She
summoned
just-
an elephant too, but unfortunately didn't summon it.
Oh, that was you?
Oh yeah, I used this and I hold up the wand of wonder.
Doesn't look like it can hold an elephant.
Apparently it summons elephants.
Well, I bet that's not all it does. That seems like a rather small niche, kind of thing to do.
How about we have a scientific experiment? I'm just gonna point it out into some random direction and use the wand.
Okay. I was kind of hoping for this. actually.
Science.
Does that mean
What?
we get to eat elephant like all the time now?
Or
Ooh,
write
elephant
it.
would be delicious.
Or
Oh.
write it.
Eh.
Let's see.
Dina can ride an elephant into battle.
So,
Eh.
because
They're
you do have
slow.
to choose a target, I'll say there's just like a rabbit hopping along the ground somewhere, and you point
Okay.
at the rabbit.
This poor rabbit
Unless you
gets
want to
fired.
point it at one of your companions.
No, it's okay.
Just no.
I was gonna skin that rabbit, god damn it.
Well, maybe you can't. Maybe I'll just cook it with fireball. Who knows?
So if you could roll that D100 for me, please,
That
sir.
is a 91.
91.
There's that 9th level delay blast fireball.
Right.
That little bunny.
Okay.
I turned the bunny into a dragon.
Well, now I need to look up the stat block for a bunny.
Zena's
God.
so happy at that point.
Is it a regular bunny or a dire rabbit? That's the
It
real
is
question.
a regular bunny. In fact, it is a juvenile bunny.
Oh,
Baby, oh, that's just cruel, DM. Now you're just saying something happened to a baby bunny.
that's just some
Exactly
tender
what I'm
meat to
saying.
eat.
Look,
I'm totally okay with this.
this is like a nature documentary. Sometimes, you know, a hyena goes after a rabbit and shoots it with a magical stick.
It's
Yeah,
all good.
nature.
Totally.
And then the
Totally.
Kill the
juvenile
bunnies.
rabbit has to make a constitution saving throw.
Kill the bunnies. Bunnies are evil. It's all right. Just get rid of it.
So you point this wand at this little bunny hopping around looking for some dew on a leaf to drink in the morning. And oh wait, I'm sorry. This is a radius, not a cone.
Oh god.
Oh lord.
So all the
okay,
bunnies
so
in the area-
everybody, if everybody could give me a con save.
See, this became less okay now.
I misread that. I thought it was a
Shit.
30-foot cone. It's a 30-foot radius.
That's a 13 for me.
A con save? Glorious.
Yes, sir.
That's a 20.
Okay, you're good.
This is not against disease or poison, right?
I got an,
Massic
no.
sanguinate. I know it.
I got an 18. A massive sanguination.
16.
Okay. Ixis?
12.
Okay. So you guys watch as Zara points the wand at this little bunny, and then suddenly bursting out from Zara is a colorful, shimmering light, and it bursts out to about 30 feet out from her, engulfing all of you in it. And as the light begins to recede, most of you are kind of looking around like, what just happened? Yixis and Xerax, however, as the light recedes, your vision goes dark, and you are blind.
What was the DC?
It was a secret.
Because I did roll the 20.
Oh, you rolled the 20. Who rolled
It was
the...
either.
I'm sorry, it was Iza and Yixis that went blind.
I'm like, what? I'm
So-
concerned.
Is there like there's a burst of light that comes out? She kind of like hits the stick on her hand.
Either starts doing this.
Did we miss
the
the
bunny
elephant?
also
I
is
did
hopping
nothing.
around really weirdly now.
I see no elephant.
Neither do
You
I.
didn't see? I thought it just made everything dark.
Wait, you're
What do you mean? Dark.
wait.
No
It's
elephant.
dark in here.
I'm gonna.
Yixis is kind of doing like that panicked breathing, you know?
Wait,
Something's wrong with the puppy.
you can't see right now.
You guys can? So it didn't make anything
Yes.
dark. So why
Yeah.
can't I see?
I'm gonna reach out and like, I'm gonna put the since I only have one arm, I'm gonna put the stick away. I'm gonna reach out and tap Iza with lesser restoration to see if that does anything.
I believe it does.
Yeah, because it could remove
Startled by the
blinded,
sudden
deafened,
touch, you start
paralyzed, or
biting.
poisoned.
We haven't finished a long rest yet, have we?
You have, yeah.
Question is, did you warn her before you touched her?
No.
She bit you then. She's gonna bite you.
Isa, no, bad. Xena will bop you on the muzzle.
Probably won't hit her, but
It would be at disadvantage because
Yeah.
you're blind.
and that one's cocked.
It doesn't matter. My armor class sucks right now.
That's okay. It wasn't great. It was like 14.
That hits me.
Oh, it does?
I only have a
Sorry.
14 AC because I can't have a shield anymore.
That
Well,
would
it's only a
involve
bite.
having a second arm.
That's 9 points of poison damage. Which I
So
think you
at-
do. You have resistance to that? No, we don't.
as you bite down on Zara's one good arm, a lesser restoration goes off, and the blindness that you were experiencing, Isa, dissipates. And you open your eyes and blink a few times as you realize your teeth are sunken into Zara's hand.
But
Wait a minute.
Isa, release. Bad.
Sorry, you just startled me. Reaction.
I see.
Yixis is still off to the side,
You put
hyperventilating.
down.
And the little
Oh.
body keeps tripping and crashing into things.
Why are you messing with magic items? You don't understand.
I'm gonna tap him on the
don't know
head
what you're
and
doing.
use lesser restoration to remove the blindness.
Poor little guy.
And your vision also returns.
Oh, the poor little one's hyperventilating in a corner. Lovely.
Great.
It's fine.
You don't just point magic items and hope for the best. Just I could have told you what it did if you gave me a little bit of time with it.
Look, it
But that's
summons
the fast
elephants.
way.
Apparently, it does other things too.
Well, while you guys do that, I'm gonna go find us some breakfast.
Well, you do
And
have
make
a
sure you
little
get the
blind
bunny that's
bunny.
running around in little circles.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
take
like
that one
30 feet
too.
away from you.
That's
He's
not enough
listing
for
a
all of
little
us.
to the left.
Okay,
So,
put that bunny out of its misery.
I mean, you could also just wait a minute and it's
Nope,
visible.
nope,
but, okay,
nope.
Okay.
It's permanently blind.
It's,
And
it's
now
just
that Xena's back, I am going to go hunting with Isa.
Awesome.
okay. So
I'm spending 10 minutes to ritually cast shaman armor on myself now, even
call.
though that wouldn't have saved me for anything on that.
you're
While
doing
you're
that.
ritually casting, because Adina doesn't know what you're doing, you haven't explained it to her. She's sitting next to you, going, "What are you doing? Why are you just sitting there? So where are you from?
So
Who's your family?"
He stands up, moves 5 feet over, and starts all over.
Hey, so tell me about the dragon fight. What was it like? What color dragon was it? Did it breathe fire, or was it like water, or was it like frost, or was it like acid, or was it like something else, like rainbows or something? If it was rainbows, I'd be really pissed off because that would be really cool.
It was really scary. I need to do this now.
What are you doing? You're just sitting there.
Zara's gonna cast Goodberry and just call out Xena and just flick one up into the air for her.
Your brain's gonna be good berries.
Is there a rock large enough to sit behind somewhere?
There is not in this part of the desert.
Nope. Move another 5 feet and start over again.
Why are you getting away from me? You're sitting to talk, right? This is the talk circle. Let's get to know each other, little pup.
No, I'm trying to protect myself. You're ruining the ritual.
What ritual? What's a ritual?
It's how I cast some of my stuff. Okay, you know what? Stand over there, and you can watch. I'll start over.
So, while Yixis is casting a spell with an audience, the two of you that are going hunting, you can either roll separately or one of you with advantage. It is a survival check.
Isa is going to roll with advantage.
Not bad. Let's see if I get higher. Ooh, I did get higher. 21.
21. What was the number on the die?
17.
17. Okay. Let me just
Made me math
consult
backwards.
my- Okay. So while you're out hunting, you manage to find a couple small, kind of canine-looking creatures. They look like. I'm really not trying to seem savage here, but they look like puppies and like a puppy crossed with a fennec fox. And you feel like those would make pretty good meals for you guys. You also manage to find in another mound of sand in the area a rolled up piece of parchment.
Ooh, I'll pick up that piece of parchment.
Okay. And looking at it, it is tied up with a red ribbon around it. The parchment looks old, but it seems to be flawless. Like there's no tears in it. There's no brittle edges to the paper, no burn marks or anything like that.
You ever seen paper that doesn't look funny out here in the desert? And this thing looks brand new.
Do I hear that at all?
Not yet.
We are
They're still out and
elsewhere.
about.
But what is it? What does it say? Can you read it?
I'll more open it up, see if I can read it.
You look at it, and it looks like just a bunch of gibberish.
I can't tell what
We
this
should
is.
give it to the timid one.
Yes, he reads a lot more. Roll it back up, tie the ribbon back on, put it in my pocket, my pouch. I'm going to take my boxes back to camp, where I'm going to skin them before I give them to Xena to cook with some cactuses.
Okay. So by the time you guys get back to camp, Yixis, your ritual is complete. And you see your two companions approaching with some breakfast in their hands.
Yixis, maybe you can decipher what this thing says. I just found it.
He's doing a ritual.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's
So
done.
far, he's just sitting there. Well, then why were you just sitting there still?
Keep it alive, it's
You
fine.
didn't see me drawing the inscriptions and saying words and
I did, but then I thought you were still doing it, and you just said you were done.
yeah, it's done now.
Oh. So now will you answer my question? Did the dragon spit rainbows?
No.
It spit up Zara and Iza.
Well, it's not like cool per se, but
Because you weren't there. We didn't want to have to do all its cool tricks when you weren't there.
There wasn't really anything cool about it.
all right.
It was really just pure scariness.
I'll be the judge of that in the future. So, breakfast?
Indeed.
Paper. Well.
And seeing this scroll, my eyes just go super wide.
Just
I very gingerly.
posterity. Give me an Arcana roll.
Arcana, you say?
Little one's really into paper.
Mhm.
Nerd.
He could read those flyers we got
30,
from underneath
20?
the stadium.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
I
That was
wasn't,
a
yeah.
weird
I
language.
wasn't kidding. He's an Arcastan mage.
You
But
before you
again,
even
that's not really the right classification.
before you even unravel this piece of paper, you know that this is a spell scroll. And opening it up, the text that is written on it is plain as day to you. Looks like it's written in common. It is a spell that is on your spell list, so you can see it and read it. And it is a spell scroll of Detect Thoughts.
Detect thoughts.
Yep.
Oh, the wizard
And
has
you
her own
guys
scroll.
just hear muttering, I gotta find ink, I gotta find paper, I gotta find where can I get ink around here?
The desert will provide.
Is there something specific, or
Does it have to be ink per se, or can it be?
Yes,
Something
it has
to
to be
write
really,
with.
really high quality ink. It has
Oh.
because I need to get this in my spell book.
Oh, I don't have
Oh.
that. I just have what I use on my eyes. This right here. That's it. Really pretty. Mark, I did. Yeah, I have that stuff.
Have you
that's
tried-
pretty
No, it looks
expensive, but I
smudged.
don't think that's what I need. But
Can't help you then.
Have you tried using blood?
Was the suggestion I was going for?
I'm not trying to like make a contract with demons. What?
You might want to be sensitive about the demon topic. Around her. Just saying.
And Yixis will lean in real close to Xena and kind of tug on her arm a little bit, like, come down here.
Yes.
Are they demons?
Yes.
What have you done?
And again, grab the pup as you run
And-
by.
Xena falls to the ground and starts laughing in hyena fashion.
And the puppy is once again underneath the bed.
No, the puppy's again in Xena's hand, in Isa's hand.
It's so
That
easy to mess with
depends.
him.
That depends. If Yixis is really trying to get away at this point, would make it a roll off.
I mean, he notices Xena's cracking up hysterically, so
But he
he's
does think I'm a
pretty
demon,
smart
so.
guy.
Both of these things are true.
So yes, I'll try to make a dexterity check.
Okay, so
But
it'll
I
be-
hope, with all sincerity, that Isa can easily beat this. Because
it'll be a dex check from both of you.
Aw, man, not strength.
Nope.
17.
14.
He almost gets away, but you manage to grab him by the scruff of his neck at the last moment.
His little feet, like, still trying to run.
Yep. Yeah, he's still trying to run, but he's just digging deeper into the sand.
Xena laughs
just
even
gonna
more
lift him up.
hysterically.
Oh,
Set him back down. No one around here is a demon.
the little one takes everything very literally.
I noticed. It's great.
Xena, why don't you come help me prepare breakfast?
Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
And when I
Sorry.
skin the fox puppies, I'd like to try to save the fur.
Okay, give me a survival or nature.
I would like to assist.
Okay, you can give me separate rolls. There are, say, 3 of these creatures. These rolls will depend on the quality of the pelts that you
I
get.
got a 14, so mine's probably not great.
Oh, wait. Fox, you have in my inventory fine inks.
I sure do. I gave you some. I figured that's something you'd probably have on you.
Yeah. Sorry, Isa. I did not do you any favors. I was hoping to give you advantage. It kind of bit us in the butt.
Yeah.
I rolled a 3, so
3.
that's gonna be a
okay.
5.
You just gonna mangle one of them.
But between the 3 creatures, I'd say
Or 4, actually.
you get enough of their pelts to have 1 complete pelt.
Sorry, Isa. I got a little overzealous with one of them. I was grabbed it by the wrong part, you know.
It happened. Let's just I'm gonna pull out my bag, the cacti that I found. Like, you remember those the cacti that kept dropping into the ground every time you got close?
Oh, they were so frustrating. Did you get
Yeah.
some?
I took one, and a bunch of other ones popped out of the ground that didn't go away and hide. And they're delicious. We should put them in breakfast.
Oh, yes. She'll
I work
nibble on
for
one to
beef.
try it out, see what the
Beef.
flavor is.
It has a very subtle flavor. It's almost like a kiwi, but really, really mild. And it's quite juicy and quite refreshing.
Okay. I don't think we want to cook these.
You're the
We'll
cooking
lose
person.
the moisture. So
I just
I'm
thought
just
they
going to
taste yummy.
season it with a little bit of sea salt and a little bit of like she just takes out some of her spices and seasonings and just adds a little bit of salt like you would to a watermelon, you know, like a little bit of salt, and kind of makes it presentable to the side. And then she's gonna start cooking the bunnies up and adding some seasoning, and she's
we need
doing her
any
little like
mushrooms for
cooking
that?
dance. She does. We could throw some in.
Sorry, do you have any more mushrooms?
And look down at her hand. I have 8.
Unless you think we need them for later. The dish could have it or not. It's more of like a summer kind of like dish, I'm thinking, you know.
Does anyone else want a mushroom? Okay.
I mean,
They go.
I wouldn't say
Take
no.
one just in lieu of depending how breakfast turns out.
Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna toss mushrooms
Excuse
to
me.
each of them.
That's probably a good call. And I'll eat one as well, and then give the rest to Xena. I will attempt to help her cook.
Okay.
So there should be
So-
5 mushrooms left.
Xena, you can give me a performance roll with advantage. I assume you're proficient in performance?
Yes, I am, sir.
Perfect.
Being the bard, or not the bard, the barbarian that I am, the showboaty barbarian that I am. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 for my performance, for my dancing barbarian,
Okay.
Real
as she
questions.
dances about and cooks.
So all of you go about your morning, and Xena announces when the food is ready. It looks
Doing a little
delicious.
cha-cha.
It
She does it.
smells delicious. And when you all dig in, the meat initially has a bit of a gamey taste, but that's quickly overtaken by a really deep, savory flavor that Xena has somehow brought out in these little fox-like creatures with the spices and mushrooms that she's had. And it tastes like what you imagine a gourmet meal would. If Gnoll's had a restaurant, this would be served in a 5-star restaurant.
And then I kind of want to use the same sticks that I saved from the rabbits to create another way of drying this pelt.
Okay. By the time you guys finish your meal, you all have 13 temporary hit points.
Oh, yes.
Way to go, Xena.
Xena's cooking is back. Little one, you have now had my cooking. You're welcome.
Oh, thank
You have been
It
blessed
was
by my food.
It was quite tasty.
I know, right? All right. Well, let's eat up and get going.
Yep. So it's easy enough once the food is done to pack up the camp. Isa, you're able to stretch out the pelt across some bound twigs. It'll make it easier for you to dry it out over time and near your campfires. And you get ready to set out for the day. Who's gonna take the lead? And in what direction are you going?
We're still going south, correct?
Yeah, we should still be following the map
Yeah.
markers on the back of the shield.
I believe
Zara,
that was a plan, but just wanted to double check.
Zara, did you want to use your special skill you got from the monk?
I can. Don't know how strenuous it will be, but if you wish me to, I can.
Only if it's not going to hurt you. We don't want to put you in a more precarious position.
It hasn't hurt me before, so. But then
It's
again,
like-
the last time I used it, I had both limbs, so.
Just thought it might be nice to know what may be coming our way.
Keep an eye out for me. She's gonna sit down. She's just gonna drop back into that trance-like state using inner focus.
Okay. Yixis hasn't seen you do this before, right?
Nope.
Okay. So you sit down and begin your meditation, and Yixis, you see on Zara's forehead a symbol that looks like a vertical eye begin to glow, a very faint yellowish glow. And Zara, as you use your inner gate ability, you begin to see the path laid out before you. And unlike previously when you used this ability and saw multiple potentials at once, as you kind of narrow in on the possibilities of the next 24 hours, your vision, your thoughts are all overtaken by fire. Raging flames just engulfing everything around you. And you look around trying to see or feel anything other than this, but you don't. All you see is fire. Fire and more fire. And eventually your 1 minute of meditation comes to a close and you bring yourself back into reality.
Well,
Are you okay there?
That depends. How do you like fire?
It's not my favorite thing, but why?
That's
Fine
all.
with it.
That's all I saw. Was fire.
Does that mean
Xena
we
looks
should pick a
around.
different direction?
I'm not sure.
You sure you just didn't accidentally look at the sun really hard while you were meditating?
Xena, I can't see the sun when I'm meditating.
Oh,
So
Just checking.
what exactly was it that you did there? I mean, I saw another eye. Is that?
I looked
Is that the third
into.
eye?
Looked into multiple possible futures for us. Unfortunately,
that.
all of them say fire.
demon
All-
stuff, you know.
Paths lead to fire, or just everything was on fire?
Yeah, this was
Yes.
about to blurt another question, but she goes demon stuff, and he was like,
She kind of like glares at Xena. I'm
Xena
not
laughs
a demon.
again. Like a hyena.
Do you think this is because I pissed off the demon lord?
Wait, which demon lord did you piss off?
I'm sure Isa would know the name.
Iza would know the name. Every living Gnoll knows the name. Yunogu. He is your creator.
I'm pretty sure I pissed off the creator.
How?
Well, you see, after you brought me back, I had this dream. And he was saying how I couldn't actually escape him. I told him that if he had enough power to bring me back, he would have done it already.
Why is he pissed off at you? I'm the one who stole you.
That was what the
Well,
whole
I
fake
mean,
matriarch thing was about.
in a grand sense, it was my mother who stole you. But yeah, that's
I think it
a
was
whole
definitely
nother
my
story.
choice in the end.
Told you, demons.
No, I don't think this is him. Maybe dragons
More?
or a volcano.
That's a little less fun.
Looking around in every direction. Where?
I know of another druid in our town, but she's away right now, so.
There's someone you want me to contact with the sending?
No.
Do I know them?
No. No. No.
Hmm.
Let her do what she needs to do.
Or you exist.
Where do we need to go? Oh, you said that the little guy translated stuff for it. He translated the flyers in the book. Did it say anything interesting
I
about
don't
the
know if he
Coliseum?
got the book. I don't remember
He
what the...
has begun reading through the book. It will take some time, like downtime activity type of thing. And as it gets translated, I will send pages to Shadowfox.
We did hear a little bit about the fight, though.
Ooh,
Fights they held.
what kind of things did they do? I'm super interested in that place, and I want to get it going again. Maybe when I retire, that could be my mission. I could bring it back to life. Hold grand fights and tournaments there. If I knew more about it, what it used to be, I could do more to enrich it, right? Make it more
Oh.
like it used to be.
Speaking of life, you still have that skeleton.
Yeah, of course. Skelly bits? Yeah, I got skelly bits.
Pour it out.
All right, here we go. Flop.
And as
Clank,
she
clank, clank, clank.
pours the bits of skelly out, gonna cast animate dead on it.
Skelly!
And between the bones that Xena has and the few that Iza has been collecting as well, there is enough there to once again reform Skelly.
Yeah, Zena, I found these
Same-
bones for you.
Same
Thank you.
quadruped shape that it was before.
Isa, you know me so well.
See? Demons, necromancy, we do it all.
Oh, let me fix your makeup there, Skelly. Hold on, hold on. There we go. Glorious, you're looking great.
Yeah, I think yours might be smudged.
What?
Let's keep an
All the way.
let's keep an eye out and be cautious today. The last thing I want to wind up on is fire.
Yeah.
Well, sounds like it might be inevitable.
That's why we should be cautious.
Right. Be the most careful as always. Shall we? Fire, you hear us? We will face you and we will defeat you wherever you may roam, be it in the sky or in the sand or where does fire really generally? That's it, right? Sky and land. There's nothing else. I didn't miss anything. Anyway, who's leading?
I mean, there's actually like an entire plane of fire.
Wow,
We're not
that
helping.
sounds hot.
Yixis, do you want to try? It's a good skill to learn.
What again?
And she's gonna point Yixis in the direction. We're going roughly this way.
Lead the way, pup.
Off you go.
Find the fire. I mean, don't find the fire. I mean, find the fire? Are we wanting the fire? Are we not wanting the fire? I'm a
We're
little
not
confused.
fighting
I
the fire.
love how Zara says we need to be careful, and then we tell the kid to lead on.
Yep. He's the most cautious out of all of us. It makes sense to me, Eva.
On that note, now that you've actually had time to process a little bit, Zara, give me an insight check on
Okay.
the vision of fire.
Insight check. That will be a total of 8.
Oh, that was a lot of fire.
Yeah.
That's really about it. With a total of 8,
Yep.
it was a lot of fire.
Is there... Are there sticks or anything near us at all? Or dried shrubs or anything like...
Not
flammable?
really in the area. Isa has a few things like that on her that she's been using for like drying out her skins and stuff, so she might have a few extra, but that all depends on what you need them for, I suppose.
Well, I imagine that all this talk of fire and stuff, Xena starts kind of staring at something, and she's thinking real hard about fire. And all of a sudden, one of the sticks that Isa has one of her rabbit skins drying out on bursts into flames.
No. Rolled it in the sand, pressed it up. What did you do? You did it.
Give me
Give me
a dexterity check, Isa. See if you're quick enough to put that out before it singes the fur.
Not very good. That's an 11.
Ooh. Yeah, so you've kind of got this pelt spread out on these twigs, kind of hanging from your pack that's on your shoulders, so you don't see it immediately. Suddenly you smell burning hair, and you look over your shoulder and see the fire creeping up that pelt that you just skinned from your breakfast, and go to put it out in the sand, and most of that pelt is ruined.
And Xena had her hand on it at the time. She was like kind of sort of leaning on it when it burst into flames. So she kind of looks at her hand and looks at the thing and notices that she really wasn't damaged by it. And kind of looks at the group a little confused and then a little sheepish and then goes, I think that was me. I'm sorry.
Arcana.
This is ruined.
Did you just make something
15.
burst into flames?
Yep, I think I did. I was thinking real hard about fire and I was touching the thing and then it... I feel like that came from me.
So I'm going to dip my hand onto the thing and try and get some soot on my claws. I'm going to walk up to Xena. And I'm just going to give her a nice pat on the cheek. Just smear that soot down her cheek.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
probably
it's-
deserve that. Sorry.
Big black paw print on your face.
She's just kind of
What's your
smear it
makeup?
in a little bit more and try to make it look like purposeful war paint at this point now. I'm going fierce today.
I'm going to collect what's left of my sticks, see if they're still usable.
And I think
The sticks are still usable. It was more just the fur of the pelt that caught fire.
And Yixis had a question and all that.
Did, yes. You rolled Arcana, I assume, to determine the kind of thing that
that
just
was.
happened.
Yeah.
Now I don't actually know what ability that was. Because I'm not
So,
really familiar with barbarians.
So my barbarian is it's a storm soul ability because I'm path of the storm herald in a desert, and so at 6th level, I can, as an action, I can touch a flammable object and set it on fire, and I'm resistant to fire now. So
Nice.
with all the talk of fire, I figured she'd probably discover that ability right now.
And so, Ixis, you can probably confirm that the fire came from her, though you aren't 100% sure on how exactly she generated that fire. Because she's a barbarian. Barbarians can't do magic, right?
Yeah. And I can do that even if I'm not raging. It's a thing that I can just do whenever I want. I don't have to be raging for it like I do my aura. So, but you guys remember that sometimes when I'm raging, things set on fire, so it's not totally foreign to you that I have a little bit of fire ability, but
You now have the ability to control the fire.
yes.
I think we found out where the fire from the vision comes.
What? No, no, it's not. No.
She's
got
not going
it.
to light the desert on fire, are you?
Look, now that I know that I can do that, I'll just be careful about not thinking about fire so hard while touching flammable things.
Xena, you're
Guys, we're talking
flammable.
about fire so much, I'm sorry.
So again, I'm more reorient Yexis and be like, lead.
Can I really quickly retcon something I wanted to do while she was cooking, but it kind of got blazed over.
What's that?
Yixis would have tried to convince Zara to let him do identify on that wand.
Oh, Zara just tells you the wad of wonder. I know that.
Yeah, but obviously you don't really know what it does, because it's done a couple things when you were trying to do something totally different. So, I mean, if you let me sit here and with it for 10 minutes or so, I could tell you what it does.
I know what it does.
Really? Because you kind of blinded two of us when you were pointing at a rabbit.
Mm-hmm. It summons elephants and makes people blind. Maybe I can summon a blind elephant.
It's got a lot more effects than that, and you just don't know.
That's half the fun.
Oh dear. Just I guess warn me when you're going to use it so I can get really far away from you.
Is there a word I should yell before I use it?
Let's see here. What's an unlikely word?
Just yell the activation word of the wand. It'll be fine.
How about pineapple?
Very well. I have no idea what a pineapple is, but I will yell.
That's why
pineapple.
I figured it'd be a good safe word. Very unlikely to be being used.
Little do we know pineapple is the command word.
Okay, so I'm apparently supposed to lead the pack.
Yes, so you have been pushed to the front of the group, given a direction, and it is your job to do the first leg of today's journey. So tell me which of your skills you are relying on, and give it a roll, and follow that up with a percentile.
I'm going to do the same as I did last time, and I'm going to try to use my history to find where the history is.
Okay. It did work out last time, so...
It worked out pretty well last time. $19.
Very good. And
Good
then the
start.
percentile.
Oh god, that's right. What percentiles?
Yeah, that's where everything goes sideways.
And that one, where? Oh, there it is. Okay. 63.
19 and 63. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So I know exactly what's going to happen, but just so nothing gets interrupted, I think we are going to take our first break a little bit early. So stick with us. We will be back in just a few minutes. And don't forget, we do currently have a giveaway open for a beautiful set of dice that Zorro just posted into chat there. All you have to do is type !December. That will enter you in, and we'll be doing the drawing for that probably sometime around our second break.
Okay, we are back. I need to find the unmute thing for you guys. There it is.
We're back, and I have to
Yep.
DM.
No, you don't.
I mean, okay, talk amongst yourselves. I'm reading DMs.
I'm the DM now.
Hi, we're back. Said
30
somebody's reading.
37 Rock Dragons Fall.
You want to talk about December?
Fill time. Dice. Dice, dice, dice. Kitty. Fuzzy kitty.
Rainbow
kitty,
Dragon
green
suddenly
dice.
shows up. Yeah, I'll read and respond on next break. Because we have a travel roll to resolve, don't we?
It involves combat, I know it.
That kitty.
Just had to wait and see. So relying on his knowledge of the area from reports and from maps that he has seen and studied, Ixis leads you on into the desert. And this area of the desert is relatively flat. The waves of soft sand that make up the desert floor are no more than a foot high at their peaks. And you know these flat areas of the desert can be quite dangerous as far as storms go, with no large dunes or flora to act as a break for the flowing wind. Many of you have even heard stories of gnolls being swept right off their feet in these storms, and talk about this area being particularly dangerous to the Arcastans during the war, having lost hundreds of their machinations and metal men after being rendered useless by the penetrating particles of these intense storms. And you know that the gnolls often call them fool storms, which is far more literal than it is poetic, but apt nonetheless. For they consider that only a fool would find themselves caught in one, and an even greater fool would abandon their kin to one. But perhaps you can understand how one of these storms might sneak up on an unsuspecting group. The land before you is quite captivating. Without a cloud in the sky, the sun shines down upon the desert, bouncing and reflecting off the naturally fauceted grains of sand, creating a beautiful shimmering field. The bigger, clearer grains form subtle prismatic gradients that shine atop the glimmering sand. Nowhere else in the world can you find such flawless sand, and nowhere else in the world is that more apparent than right here on the eastern edge of the maw. But, of course, this is nothing new to you. You take it for granted, even. Why wouldn't you? It's always been there, an endless supply of it. The glass blowers of Dagger Tree have always produced the clearest, purest glass from the desert sand. It's a part of your everyday life, and up until now, you haven't really thought twice about it. But now that you are, you're willing to bet that artificers and arcanists alike would pay a pretty sum for such a pure product. But such a realization would only really be useful to, say, a society looking to find their place in the world economy. Why don't you all give me perception checks?
Super great at perception, guys. Super awesome at it. You get ready for this brilliance.
8.
Yeah.
9.
It's a -1, so 5.
Nat 20 for a total of
Oh,
26.
thank God.
Thank God.
Oh, thank goodness.
I have a +4 modifier in perception, and I still didn't see shit.
I have a +4 as well.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
you-
glad one of you rolled above a 10.
Thank you, Ranger.
Xerax, as you trudge forward, admiring the scenery, thankful to see no storms brewing around you, you catch sight of something between the distant mountains, very distant mountains of the Golden Peaks to the southeast. Something far away, very far away. If there was even a hint of cloud around you, there's no way you would have seen it. But you did. A light. A great pillar of light that reaches up from the ground, extending beyond your vision. It lingers long enough for all of you to eventually see it, as Xerax points it out to you, before fading from view and leaving you guessing at its source.
We all know what that was. Let's be honest.
I think we should go that way.
No, probably not.
Light's usually good, right?
Not always.
May I remind you of the fire?
I mean, that didn't look like fire. That looked more like a, light from arcane stuff. I like arcane stuff.
And Xerax, because of your nat 20 on the perception, you know that the source of this light was incredibly far away, possibly not even on the same part of this continent as where you guys currently are.
Ixis, I hate to tell you, but that would probably take us months to walk there.
Oh, you really think it's that far away?
Judging by gestures wildly at nature, it was very, very far away. It might have been on a different continent.
Anyone that is proficient with Arcana can give me an Arcana roll.
23.
I assume you're the only one then. Okay. You, with that roll, you know absolutely 100% that the source of this light was some kind of magic, some kind of very, very powerful magic. It's not something that you've ever read about, but the source of the light was very evidently not natural. So the only possible source could be magical, right? But beyond that, because of just the lack of knowledge of what it could be, you can't really make any kind of educated guess as to the actual source. Did anyone do anything else, or
I'll leave it at that then.
going on forward?
We should probably continue on. I'm sure stories of whatever that was will pass this direction eventually.
So, who's leading the second travel roll of the day?
Not me.
I'm gonna assume that everyone's staring at Yixis still, since you're all
Isa
quiet.
will. Isa will take
Isa
it.
will?
Yix's eyes just go big. Like, did I not do a good enough job?
You haven't completed your Gnoll Scout badge. Keep going.
Yeah.
He'll pat Yixis on the shoulder as she takes the lead.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
And I will do the same thing I did last time, where I'm going to use my athletics by running ahead of the group a little bit and kind of making laps so she can keep an eye on things.
Okay. So as you step forward to begin leading the group, something to the east suddenly demands everyone's attention. An eruption of flame 20 feet across and nearly 60 feet into the air. And a half second later, the sound and shockwave of it hit you. The deafening burst, making all of you cover your ears and dig your toes into the sand to hold your footing. The flames are 5, maybe 600 feet away from you, and they hardly have time to die down before fiery tendrils begin to lash out around the area. You feel the temperature begin to rise around you, even from this distance. You could try to approach and investigate this sudden eruption. It would only take you maybe a minute to get there at a full sprint.
Yeah, I'm
Or-
going to start investigating, because that can't be good for the town or something like that's happening over here.
Okay. Are all of you going with Isa or just going to watch her charge in?
Look,
Xena
she
rushes
found the
ahead.
fire. I guess we're
So
heading to the fire.
that's the fire.
Oh, that is fire, yes.
Okay. Yixis, you see all of your friends run towards a blazing inferno. Are you going with them?
Oh, I'm not sure we should be doing that.
Then don't come.
Tina's gonna loop back around, pick up little pup from on his scruff, and set him on her shoulder, like a kid, like around like that. Come on,
Okay.
it'll be fun.
Now I just have to ask, how tall is Yixis? Because I'm picturing him very tiny compared to us.
How
Well,
tall is
Xena's about
Yixis?
as big as a Gnoll can get, right?
Yep, as big as a female Gnoll can, or a male Gnoll can get.
Yeah, I'm a runt. I'm sorry, I didn't work out the specifics of his height or anything, but
His
We got a
young
good couple
age
feet on you.
shows.
easily.
Okay.
So, Yixis, are you doing anything to prevent them from taking you towards the inferno, or are you just going along
There's
for the
about
ride?
nothing he can do.
Fair enough.
It'll
So
be fine. We'll protect you.
the heat grows heavier and heavier on your approach, permeating your body as you breathe it in. Feel like you should be coughing and hacking on emberous smoke by now, but even the smoke seems to be oppressed by the billowing heat. Your skin begins to tingle, the tips of your fur curls from the heat. Your eyes are painfully dry, and just as it's about to be too much to bear, you see movement within the flames as you come to a stop about 120 feet away. A figure. And suddenly, large vacancies open up in the roaring flames, as though the fire itself has opened its eyes to look at you. Blazing tendrils whip around to give the eyes a face, kind of resembling the stocky muzzle of a hyena taking form. And its mouth moves, forming impossible words in a dialect indistinguishable from the crackle of fire around it, alerting the silhouette of a figure at the heart of the flames. Yixis, you recognize its words as Ignan, a dialect of Primordial, though what it said is impossible to determine among the crackle of the flame. And the roaring of the fire persists, the fiery hyena form receding within the blaze. And as the flames part to reveal its heart, staring at you from the center of the blaze, her teeth bared and nose curled into a snarl, is another gnoll. Fur varying shades of brown, golden piercings adorning her face and ears, eyes a flickering hue that matches the fervor of the fire around her. Her long mane and tail, engulfed in flames that burn with an intensity that outmatches the one she's created around. All of you recognize her as a gnoll from Wraith's Cast. Unintentionally destructive and openly mocked by many of the other gnolls. She lives alone in a small tent near the perimeter of the settlement. Iza and Zara. You know the name she goes by is Kyo. And Zara, you know her story. Back when you were all still pups, newborns, some of you, and the war with Arcastus raged on, a group of shamans and Flynns responsible for empowering the warbands sought to control powers far beyond their capabilities, to harness the forces of the elemental plane of fire and channel them through a magically adept youngling. And they created a ritual for that explicit purpose. They selected a 10-year-old gnoll named Kiona to be used in the ritual. It aimed to create a tether between Kiona and a fire spirit, binding it to her service. But the ritual was little more than guesswork, resulting in explosive failure. And while Kiona remained trapped in an endless flame of the ritual circle, burning but never feeling the mercy of death for 3 excruciating days, the summoned spirit struggled against the ritual's magic, eventually succumbing as the souls of Kiona and the spirit merged to become one. Marked as a failure, Kyo was shunned by those that remember the event. Now she stands before you, engulfed in a fiery rage, eyes darting between you, searching her memory for anything that tells her who you are, lest she simply decide that you're an obstacle standing in her way. And her eyes do eventually fix on you, Iza. And she calls out through the roaring flames, You who was trained by him, we know you. You would not leave him, always there, always training. We could not tell him what we feel with you at his side. You would mock us. You would laugh at us. And now he is dead. We bring our fire to the desert. Its fuel is our loss. You will suffer like we suffer. You will feel loss. You will be the one they laugh at. And in impossibly quick succession, you see her weave her hands through the air, mutter an incantation. The distance between you, too great to hear her words. She plants her hands on the ground. 6 pillars of sand rise up between you and her, the tallest closest to her reaching a height of 30 feet, and the shortest closest to you, Iza, capped at about 5 feet. And she raises her hands back up from the ground. Flames engulf each of the pillars, burning with ferocious intensity. When the flames recede, the 6 pillars of sand that stood before you are now 6 crystal clear pillars of glass. And on the opposite end, you see Kyo beginning a new incantation as a portal begins to open behind her. The incantation, a hair's breadth from completion, is suddenly interrupted by a surprised yelp from the fiery gnoll as she's pulled backwards through the portal as it closes. And the flames she had conjured in the area nearly double in size, beginning to thrash about, and the strange flaming hyena didn't have time to go through the portal with her, is struck by panic as it jumps around, biting and clawing at some invisible enemy. Then, quite abruptly, everything dies down. The flames shrink away. The large hyena creature shrinking with them until it's little more than the size of a newborn pup. And the desert is once again as quiet as it was no more than 10 minutes ago, before the strange occurrence even began. And Zara, because you were a druid, and you know a druid's arsenal, could you give me a nature and arcana check, both at advantage? And see if you can determine what she was trying to do or about to do.
So nature and arcana at advantage.
Yep.
So normal ability checks because I'm at level 2
No,
exhaustion.
make these at advantage.
Oh, even if I'm at exhaustion?
Yep.
Okay.
Because you are a druid, you know a druid's arsenal.
Okay, so the nature check is going to be a 22. The arcana is going to be a 17.
Okay. With those, I think you can piece together what was about to happen. You know what she was doing was very, very high level druid spells. The pillars that she created was done with the Bones of the Earth spell, and turned to crystal with the Firestorm spell, which created the component that she needed in order to cast Feeble Mind on Isa, who was very lucky that that spell did not go off.
So can you explain to me why Akio is so pissed off at you?
Sounds to me like Tyrus is dead.
Do I know what a Tyrus is?
You don't.
What's a Tyrus?
Everyone else does, because the rest of these gnolls actually get outside, but you do not.
He was a companion of the Matriarch. Came to stay with Dagger Tree for a while. He taught me to use the shield.
Was a strong fighter, if I recall.
Very strong fighter. If I remember right. Have we ever seen Keo lurking around?
Give me a history check.
That was the strange one that lived along the outside.
It's a 6.
Right?
What was the number you rolled?
6.
You don't recall seeing her around. Not when you were training with Tyrus.
I don't know what she meant by I was in the way. I don't recall ever seeing her, but...
Well, she doesn't like you.
Xerax, as they're talking, you look over to where Keo was, and you see still that little hyena-looking pup thing that seems to be made entirely of fire. It has now kind of curled itself up, and if it could look like a pitiful little baby trying to hide, that's exactly what it would look like, although made of fire.
Like Yixis, but made of fire.
If Yixis was a hyena, yeah, it would kind of look like Yixis, but made of fire.
Xena's gonna go investigate the little fire thing. Nudge it with her foot a little bit.
Is anyone going with?
I mean, I
Yeah,
still
I'll go
have the
with
pup
her.
on my shoulders, unless
Yeah.
you jump down.
I'm interested to see, in seeing this fire creature that was bound to Keo.
I'm gonna approach cautiously as to not try to startle it.
Looking over to Isa as we're walking towards it. It's funny that somebody like her can muster up this much power and yet be called a failure.
She's a failure? At what? Look at what she did.
This was not natural. It's not her fault. They tried to make her a specific weapon for the war bands.
Xena's gonna look back at this. What kind of weapon?
As she just motions around to the just the utter destruction around us.
Right. Well, that seemed like she was successful. What were they telling her? Why was she such an outcast among us?
Apparently, the ritual didn't go as planned.
Yes, Zara, you know that the intent of the ritual was to bind a spirit to her service, but what ended up happening was combining her soul with the spirit.
Let's just say our people meddled in things they shouldn't have.
So what's new?
I don't see how that's her fault.
No, it's not. But you know our people. You're not 100% Gnoll. You're not a great warrior.
Sounds like maybe she's got some misplaced anger.
I think she
Hopefully we can...
I think it's rightfully placed.
On Iza?
Well, in her mind anyway.
That's why I said misplaced.
Seems that Iza is upsetting a lot of things made of fire recently. Just
I was
kind
fine.
of just like grins over at Iza teasingly.
You're probably like, what can I say? Fire doesn't like me.
So nudge, nudge the little fire thing.
Yeah, so by the time you guys approach the little fire creature, Zara, with your knowledge of Kyo's past, you know that this is, I don't want to say the bound spirit because it is as much Kyo as it is the spirit, but whenever you've seen Kyo and heard talk about her, she's always had this with her. And you've even witnessed it kind of apparate from within her as well. So you can probably come to the conclusion that it is an aspect of the result of the ritual. So the state that it is in right now reflects the state that Kyo is in right now. And currently this little fiery dog thing is curled up into as tight of a ball as it can get and seems to be shaking. If it could make noise, it would be whimpering.
Do you understand us?
It kind of tightens the ball that it's in as though it's clenching its muscles and trying to pretend that you aren't there.
We're not gonna hurt you.
Mara, look over at Zara.
I'll
Go ahead.
speak to it in primordial, trying to do Ignin if I can get there off of primordial.
I'm gonna set him down on the ground too, so he's on his own feet.
And I'll be like 2 or 3 feet in front of where its nose is and just, squat it down. We're not going to hurt you.
And when you speak in primordial, it pulls its head out of this defensive ball that it's in and looks up at you. Its eyes, where eyes would be, are kind of narrowed, and it begins to bare its teeth at you and stand up. But then suddenly a calmness washes over it, and all of its muscles loosen. Its defensive posture quickly recedes into just a regular canine-like posture as it looks around, head perking up. And it begins to walk towards you, Yixis, but you get the feeling that its intent isn't to approach you, but to just walk right on by, as though nothing in the world worries it at the moment. It is content.
So, I as a player know what just happened, but Yixis is a little confused. He wants to give it a wide berth, especially considering what he just saw.
And you do feel a bit of heat coming off of it. Nothing that is going to hurt you if it walks by, but probably not advisable to pet the dog made of fire. So it just calmly walks on by and seems to walk out aimlessly into the desert.
Should we stop it? Talk to it? What? I'm confused.
Leave it.
What is this?
That is, for the simplest explanation, Kyo. Part of her.
Kyo left already through the portal.
Part of her, anyway.
Oh.
The failure of the ritual was she was, instead of having a spirit bound to her and the spirit became one.
So she's like two people.
No, they are one person.
One person who is two, can be two. Okay, I'm seeing a fire puppy and then Kyo go, and you say they're both Kyo, so two. I can count, right? Two people.
Two beings.
Gnolls.
Two bodies, one person.
One fiery gnoll, one
Very
other fiery gnoll. I'm going to leave the thinking to the rest of y'all. Just point me at what I should be hitting when it comes up. Shall we?
If that is Kyo, it's probably best we leave it alone. I don't really want to be burned today.
Sure.
It'd probably be best to figure out why exactly she hates you.
I agree.
I feel like she kind of explained it.
Something to do with Tyrus, but I don't understand.
Did you and Tyrus have a thing? Because I was picking up a lot of like spurned lover vibes, but I don't know if I was getting that wrong.
What did you just roll really well for?
Insight of 23. To try to put two and two together from what Keo was saying at Isa specifically.
Yeah, I think you can make some assumptions that you feel are probably pretty accurate. The way that Keo was talking and describing how she wanted to tell him what she felt but couldn't because she was afraid of being mocked, that she had some sort of strong attachment or feeling for Tyrus, but was afraid to approach him about it while he had Isa at his side.
All that, but in Yixis's voice.
Oh.
I mean, if you believe the rumors, they say I do, but it wasn't like that. We just trained.
That's it? You never had any of those nights out in the desert, late night training sessions?
I mean, we had late night training sessions. We went and hunted monsters at night.
Hunted monsters at night? Yeah?
Not like that. Don't be weird, Zena.
Oh, okay. That's
Don't
fine.
be weird.
Right. Don't be weird, Zena. Don't be weird, Zena. That's what they always tell me. Don't be weird, Zena.
I don't know what that portal was, but it definitely saved you.
Why? What was she doing?
Powerful spell. One that would have enfeebled your mind.
That doesn't sound good.
So she made those pillars crystals?
Yeah, so looking back at the area, now that things have kind of calmed down, the pillars of sand that she erected and then quickly crystallized, glassed with her flames, stand there, and just like any glass made from the sand in this particular part of the desert, they are crystal clear. And as the sun shines through them, it acts just like a prism as the light splits into all the colors of the rainbow, passing through each of these pillars until it's focused into a very tight beam at the end. It is a rather beautiful sight, disregarding the nefarious purpose that it was created for. it now stands as a beautiful monument to feelings left unspoken.
I think we should just.
You got a lot of things with agendas against you. Just saying. Just saying.
We're Gnolls, when do we not?
I don't know. You've got quite the list. I mean, it's impressive, really. I thought I would have more enemies, but whoo, he's a.
Why would
Oh,
you?
I got nothing on the
Your
Matriarch.
enemies survive, Xena.
Why would you have enemies?
That's true. They all die.
I think we should leave this here. Can I ask for a monument to whatever that was?
You sure? I can smash it.
No,
Let's not.
All
let's
right.
leave it. It's
Fine.
I-
It's kind of pretty. I don't really want to smash it, but I
And I'm
would.
like-
You know, Isa, if you told me, girl, smash it, I would smash it.
It'd probably be best to leave here as soon as possible, just in case that portal was temporary.
I would like to inspect the area for anything usable real quick, though.
Okay. Give me an investigation roll.
And I'm gonna mark on the map just 5. I think it was 5 pillars you said, or however many pillars there are. I'm gonna mark a line, give them slowly getting taller on the map. So it kind of looks like a signal bar on your phone.
Yeah. It was 6 pillars, I believe.
6
I
pillars?
said. Let's see. Yep, 6 pillars.
Our map now has 6 bars.
Got a 17 on that.
17. You find a few pieces of pretty pure looking glass that look crystals and kind of look like crystals and kind of resemble the pillars in the area that Kyo was standing when all those flames were thrashing about. And some kind of half-formed bits of glass with rough sand stuck to the outside of them that might be useful for something down the road. You know, there are some spells that require components such as these, though nothing immediate comes to mind. You can scoop some up if you want to, just in case, or leave them behind. Nothing. Really
I would like
noteworthy
to
outside of
scoop
that.
up some of them.
Okay.
From the pocket.
You can just add several handful of crystals to your inventory, and I'll know what that's in reference to should it ever come up again.
Oh, shall we carry on?
Okay. And Isa, are you going to take the lead?
Yep. Now I'll do
Right.
my athletics thing where I run ahead and Try
Give
and make
me
sure everything's
those
safe.
rolls.
that's been great. So that's a 14.
14.
I'm done with holding you. You suck. 84.
14 and 84. Okay. Okay. So as you push forward through this relatively barren part of the desert, you see on the horizon something that sticks out. It's an area that is very much just not flat sand. There's a structure there, or at least the ruins of a structure. And as you approach, you find that it does resemble a lot of the ruins that you found in the desert throughout your travels previously. But there is one specific thing that is a bit different from the rest of the ruins. Like all of the magical things that you've come across so far, it is pristine, it is clean, does not have a mark on it. It looks like a large globe about a foot in diameter that is mounted in some fashion on a pedestal. And it, with the way that the ruins are laid out, it appears as though this was a central piece in some sort of large, like, foyer type room.
Going to go up to the pedestal and more look at it and see if I can find any writing on it.
You do not see any writing at all. It is a very smooth surface, and the pedestal though it looks like the pedestal is not magical in and of itself, it has been created to resemble the smoothness and shininess of this orb as best as possible.
So I'm going to. How far back is the group?
Did you point out this object to the group before approaching it to look for any writing?
No. She wasn't that smart.
So because you were doing your zoomies, I'd say the group is probably about 30 feet behind you right now.
So I'm going to wait there impatiently for them to get a little closer. And when they make it about 15 feet, she's going to run ahead and she's going to go pick up Yixis. And she goes, come on, you need to come tell me what this thing is. She's going to carry him off towards the orb.
Yixis is starting to feel like an accessory.
Yixis, you are grabbed and then suddenly rushed headfirst into the unknown.
Little ears flopping.
Yixis is our version of Alexa.
Yeah. More so, now I won't get too close to the orb. I'll set him down probably like 10 feet away from it. Be like,
Yixis, identify.
Yixis, identify. Yixis, translate.
shiny, can I touch it?
Yeah. This is probably magical. I mean, out here in the desert, and it's
Can I touch
okay.
it?
Give me an Arcana check.
Give me a little bit. Arcana.
Yeah.
God, I love this die. 21.
21. Okay. Looking at this thing, you recall seeing drawings in some of your books that look very much like what this object is. As far as you can tell, this is what is known as a cleansing stone. And what it is, or at least what scholars assumed it was when it was used, however many hundreds or thousands of years ago, is it is something that would be placed near the entrance of an important public building, and anyone that came through the building would place their hand on it, and the magic of the orb would cleanse them. It would clean them. All dirt and grunge, whatever it happens to be, is just cleaned right off of them, similar to how prestidigitation can do that, but in a more thorough way.
So Yixis gets a big smile on his face, throws caution to the wind a little bit. He's gonna roll around in the dirt, and he's gonna laugh and touch it.
I'm touching it.
Isa, you see all the dirt, all the fresh dirt that is on Yixis suddenly like poof outwards and then settle to the ground, and he is pristine.
I'm touching it.
Same thing happens with you. Any bit of dirt or mud or dried blood or whatever it happens to be is ejected from your person, and you feel as clean as you ever have.
I'm gonna run to get the yeah, you gotta come touch this. Come touch this.
Okay.
And she's got she now looks really clean.
Boop.
Touch the orb. Touch the orb.
And anyone that touches it, same deal. As soon as your hand is placed on the smooth, cold surface of this large orb, you feel all the dirt just be pulled from you.
Oh,
And it feels as though you have just had the most thorough bath of your life.
How big is it?
The orb itself is about a foot in diameter, so it's quite large.
Xena tries to pick it up.
It is mounted firmly to the pedestal.
You know, I think it took your makeup off.
Did it take my makeup off?
It did not. It did
Okay,
take the soot that was on your face off, though.
Xena grabs Isa's shield to use it as a mirror real quick. You liar! Throws it back at her. Can we take it with us? I really like it.
Now, is there is there anything else around this orb, or is this like the only thing?
This appears to be the only thing. The ruins that it is in are very, very old. If you had some sort of historian with you, Zorro, You would be able to tell the exact date of this area, but you don't.
I
It's-
do have a pretty high history check.
You can give me a history roll if you want. These ruins are mostly crumbled away and buried in the sand, so they've been here for a very, very long time.
It's an 18.
An 18. You know that there are ruins like this spattered throughout the desert. Anything more than that, you haven't really picked up on yet. You do know that there are several gnolls from Wright's Cast that have been sent out into the desert to try and determine more about these ruins, but have yet to report back with anything useful. So it could be hundreds of years old. It could be thousands of years old. Can't really tell, but it is very old, and whatever was around it is long gone.
Xena shouts at the pedestal, "Tell us your secrets!"
It stands there coldly.
Or the shop.
You
Think
know,
there's
they
anything else
usually-
cool?
They usually only put these in places of importance. I mean, I don't know how long it's been probably picked dry, but maybe there's something around here.
You saying we should dig?
Xena starts digging at a random section near the pedestal. Just like forward ahead a little bit.
I'm actually trying to, in my mind's eye, figure out a layout of what, like, a building around this orb. Like, is it pointed in a general direction, like where it might be forward of the pedestal, a little towards where the entrance would have been, to kind of indicate a general.
Give me an intelligence roll, just straight intelligence. See how good you are at drafting.
Well, I'm great at
I know
drafting.
you're good at it, but
Yixis apparently, in spite of his intelligence, is not. 6.
6. You see some stones a few feet away that may have been the corner of a wall. There's large gaps everywhere. It's really hard to tell.
So Yixis is just wandering around, muttering, trying to figure out a floor plan, but it's not coming together.
So who all is digging?
The digging crew.
I can't
We got
guess.
third.
I mean, you could dig
I mean,
with
he
one hand.
tried.
Use the
Nope.
back feet.
No, if they're gonna all dig, Zara's just gonna
Supervise.
find a place to sit down and relax and supervise.
Did Zara use the orb?
That's a good question. Did Zara touch the orb?
You know what? Yeah, Zara is curious as to what this orb does specifically, so she's gonna touch it.
Okay, so as soon as you touch the orb, you can actually see it happening. All the bandages that were around your torn limb, the dried and frankly still wet blood that just drenched them is pulled out of them as it falls to the ground, and it looks like you have pristine, clean bandages now on your wound, which feels quite nice because you didn't have to go through the aching trouble of peeling the bandages off of an open wound first. So, three of you that are digging, let's make this a group roll to see if you find anything. If all of you could roll your choice of either survival, nature, or investigation.
Ooh, that's a 22 survival.
And
I'm gonna
survival.
go with survival. Oh yes, right. It's a roll that matters. Sorry, 9.
Okay. Let's see.
Nope. We don't get.
Okay.
We don't get nice things.
You get one thing. You made an effort. Isa,
Mm-hmm.
after digging around about 6 or 7 feet to the right of the pedestal with the orb on it, your claws scrape against something hard. And as they hit this object, it feels like you're hitting glass almost, and you dig out around it and pull out a bottle, and in the bottle is a mostly clear liquid, but in the center of this clear liquid, it looks like there's a cloud almost that kind of constantly swirls and moves around. And you are feeling confident that this is a potion of some kind. Because of its condition, you can guess that it's magical. You either have to taste the potion or have someone identify the potion to determine what exactly it is, though.
Question, is she smart enough not to taste it?
You tell me. Your matriarch certainly isn't.
No. I think of her opinion is if the matriarch can do it, she can do it. So that's logic. So she will dip a claw in and taste it.
Okay. And it feels on your tongue almost like pop rocks. There's like this popping sensation where the liquid has touched your tongue. And you come to the realization of what this potion is. It is a potion of thunder resist.
Okay. So she'll probably hold it up to the group and be like, I found something!
Ooh.
Potion.
Oh.
It helps with thunder.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I've got a couple things that do thunder, so that's good to know.
She'll hand the little potion to the little Gnoll. You hold on to this then. Tell us when we need it.
Oh, hopefully I'm not near the thunder.
No.
Anytime
Hopefully.
Zara wants to center the Call Lightning spell on you to do maximum AoE damage.
I think it's. Oh, I don't
Thunder,
see,
though.
I wouldn't know.
So- After the, I'd say 15-20 minutes of digging in the area, you are confident that there isn't really much else to be found without doing like a full excavation of the area.
I'm gonna go clean myself off.
Xena goes to touch the stone again too.
It feels wonderful.
I'm gonna mark down on the map where we found it with just a circle, big orb, and then I want to inspect the pedestal to see if I can find a way to get this thing off of the pedestal.
Yeah, I was trying to do that earlier.
Okay, you guys can either give me separate investigation rolls or one person with advantage.
You with advantage.
Okay. Let's see what this does.
Yeah.
Mm,
I have to roll to see if she gets advantage or no. We don't do that.
That's a 15.
15? Okay. Parts of the pedestal itself are chipped away, and it appears that this pedestal is one solid block that has been carved into the shape that it currently is to hold this orb. And during your investigation, it kind of clicks in your mind that you've seen the stone that this pedestal is made out of before. And you realize that it is the same stone that was in the floor and the walls and the ceiling of the Colosseum underground. So the age of it must be pretty similar to when the Colosseum was erected. But anything more than that, any sort of attachment to the orb, you don't see evidence of that. You don't know how this orb is stuck to this pedestal. From what you gather, you should be able to just lift it off, but something seems to be holding it in place.
By the way,
No.
can you ping generally where we are on the map right now?
I can. You are right here. Actually, I'll just move the marker to where you were.
Sounds
Oh,
like a sound plan.
I'm on the wrong layer. I'm moving the wrong thing.
Yeah, I was like, I don't see anything.
Yeah. I thought it was just
I
me.
see nothing.
You are right there.
Okay.
I'm going to grab a hold, or I'm going to try and step up on the pedestal so that my feet are around the base of the orb. I'm going to grab the bottom of the orb, and I'm just going to try and lift.
Give me a strength check.
Because that should work.
Now, HP Fox, was
Bad.
the marker from like the Skyrim dungeon marker on the map, was that where we encountered Keo?
Yes.
Okay.
21.
21. Pull as you might, this thing does not budge even a millimeter. It seems secured very firmly in place.
I'm going to hop down, look at the and be like, that should have worked.
Some things are just too beautiful to be moved.
I think maybe if we get through that Colosseum journal, we might know more about this. It looks to be the same marble we saw down there.
Oh yeah, it does.
You guys keep talking about this Colosseum. That's where you got this book and.
Did
the
you want to
flyers?
see the
Oh, you
Colosseum?
would love it. We should totally go back to the Colosseum.
I'm going to spin the shield around so you can see the map that I've been making on it. And I'll be like, Colosseums, this is Riskcast. This is the Colosseum. It's about here. It's really big. It's awesome. It's where the Matriarch fought that sky giant with from the flew down.
Isn't
There's
that
still the
also
crater.
where you saw the armor that tried to lock you away?
That was
Indeed.
underneath it.
Yeah, I didn't like that section. Let's avoid that. If we go back, let's just avoid that whole section. But there was this door that was really rude and wouldn't let us in. And then there was this other area with these spiders that Zara steered us away from. But I really think I could take the spider. So I think we should definitely go back. I should kill the spiders. And Yazix should get through the door because she's super smart. And we'll find all the secrets of the Colosseum, and we'll rule the Colosseum, and it'll be glorious. Let's go back.
But what about the dragons?
We'll invite them to the Colosseum.
Then they'd ruin the Colosseum. They're too big.
Yix's eyes have glazed over and he's doing panic breathing again.
It's okay, Pat.
I think you
I'll kill
overwhelmed
all the
pup.
spiders. Don't worry about it. There's tons of things to read for you down there, I'm sure. Don't you want things to read?
Not if I die. If I die, I can't read.
True. That would be difficult. So don't die.
Don't worry, I can bring you back.
Yeah.
You brought me
Like a
back.
Yeah.
She's gonna reach over and she's gonna tap Skelly.
See? It's all right.
You brought me back, and I'm not dead. I think.
She's part mushroom now, but
Could be worse.
I don't think we're making this better.
mumbling. There's mumbling.
Oh,
Just-
I did send to poison things now.
So Colosseum.
No.
I think
No.
we're gonna keep on
We
our
keep
path.
on this path. This is
We
this
can-
is what the vision showed me. This is the way we keep going. This is the optimal path for our survival.
Maybe once we finish this
I'm Zara.
quest-
This is the optimal path. This is. I want to go to the Colosseum. I fought a dragon and didn't bring Xena.
So to calm his nerves, he's going to get the book and just start reading it.
Xena, maybe once we make it back to Riskcast, we can leave again and go to the Colosseum once we finish this quest, and we can take better supplies.
She just pouts and touches the stone again.
We'll
At least
find you a
that feels
dragon.
nice. So, with Xena pouting and Ixis reading, who is going to take the lead for the next part of today's travel?
I guess I'll carry on. Yep, I'm carrying on.
Okay.
Xena doesn't lead.
She does sometimes.
Zara's still too injured to lead.
And we don't
She
trust
can,
Raven's
but it won't
dice.
be pretty.
Alright,
Derek's is suffering trauma.
And we don't trust Raven's dice.
we're gonna work on survival this time.
I like the way that looks.
At the natural one. For a
Natural
total
one.
of 5.
okay. Good start.
Maybe Xena should have led.
But that's really good. That's an 88.
That's good.
I
That
hope
is
that's good.
But are high percentiles on low numbers really good?
No.
That is the question, isn't it?
Maybe we'll get a dragon. Oh wait, I forgot the -1 on that survival, so it's a total of 4.
Total of 4.
Yeah, I still have a -1 from dying.
Okay. So, you begin to lead everyone through the desert. And you're feeling pretty confident because this part of the desert, it's flat. You can see everything coming from a mile away. Skies are clear, no storms are brewing. Fairly
Really hope we
quiet.
find more of those cacti. I'm gonna keep an eye on those. Fully distracted.
And as you're distracted and thinking about those cacti, you're looking down at the ground hoping to find one of them, and you suddenly stop when you see movement in the sand just underneath the surface about 15-20 feet away from you.
I have to bug out a little.
It seems to be moving very, very slowly in your direction.
That's probably not good. I'll point it out to the group.
How long has passed since we parted the last place?
This is probably about an hour after you departed the ruins.
Can we say I've had my nose in the book and just being led by the others?
I could have put him on my shoulder again if you wanted. All you'd have to do is tap on her.
Good word.
Okay, so Xena puts him on her shoulder.
Yixis is an accessory and Xena is a mount.
There you go.
Xena doesn't mind. She thinks you're adorable.
If everyone could position themselves in the marching order that you would be in on this map here.
I'd probably be towards the front.
Which way are we marching?
Don't
That's the
put me
important
in the
question.
front.
You are marching from the west towards the
I didn't say
east.
that.
So
Okay.
left to right.
Left to right.
I think Xena's probably bringing up the rear.
I'm probably up over here. A little bit ahead of the group.
We're just going to
Probably about that.
sandwich the squishy one.
Well, I'm on one of Xena's shoulders, but for the purpose of map.
Yep,
Still, chances of you being squished need to be less.
that's fine.
Okay. And Isa, you pointed out the lump in the ground to the group, yes?
Yep.
Okay, so right as you point that out, something very familiar to most of you, to everyone except Xena, pops out of the ground.
Yeah,
There are several of them.
Don't forget the rugged this time.
So,
What are these?
Oh no.
these are mechanical snakes. You guys
Oh, the
fought
things
them.
that killed me last time. Cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, those are the ones. So I will add you to the turn order here in just a second. I have a lot of things on this map that are just.
How
getting
big are
in the
they?
way. They are medium creatures, so they vary in length from like 3 to 4 feet to the largest one is like 6.5 feet long. They are snakes, so I mean they have a diameter of like 4 inches to 7 inches.
Dump stat charisma.
Yeah, dump stack charisma. Thank you for that raid.
Add turn. Add turn. So many layer shiftings. So, if everyone could roll that sweet initiative for me.
Sweet initiative.
That's not too bad.
That's really bad.
I'd say middle of the road for me.
No, that's really bad.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
How did you get
I thought
a
you had
one?
dexterity.
Nat 1, and I have a dex of 11.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Wait, aren't you a ranger?
Ranger without dex.
He's a strength ranger.
Yeah, he's a melee ranger.
That's painful.
I did not do better. I got a nat 1 also.
I mean, Tears had a dex of 11 too. Come on.
Fox, the most recent DM, if you can, real quick.
1 second.
I'm
Still
1.1 decimal ahead of you, Zerix.
Yes.
Oh.
Why
Wait.
am I
No,
going
you should
first
be-
out of this
You should be
group?
at 2.
You should be at 2.
Oh,
Which
I should be
one?
at 2. Okay.
Yes.
You have a
That's
plus 1.
The
That's
problem
right.
is I have no modifier.
There we
That's
go.
where the problem is.
Oh, you were 0. Yeah, I have a plus 1. That's right.
Don't screw yourself out of that 1.
Yeah, it's very important.
Yeah, make
They-
sure you get to
All
go
the difference.
ahead of me, because it's painful to watch.
That is very painful.
Okay. So,
Oh, can you put Skelly on there too?
oh yes.
Skelly!
Or Skelly
Yeah,
never
that-
gets to live very long.
Swear, if somebody kills Skelly, that snake is gonna rue the day it was ever existed.
Nope, that's its new name. It's now Squelly.
Squelly.
Not the
Skelly.
monster centipede.
The Squellington.
Where did Skelly? I lost Skelly.
No.
Oh, there he is. I found him.
Skelly.
Yeah,
I think
Skelly.
you have control of that, but
Yep.
let me know if you don't.
I have
Okay,
control
awesome.
of Skelly.
So, we have 6 of these mechanical cobra snakes that just popped up out of the sand, and their attention is on all of you. Ixis, you are at the top of the order for some reason.
Yeah, I was surprised by that too.
All of his dice actually like him.
I have a +2. See, I rest all my dice with the one facing up because that means that it should be less likely that it lands on the one.
I've
No.
heard this logic before. I doubt it, but okay.
Physics tells you that no matter how many times you roll the dice, your probability of getting a number is the same every time.
Zorro does have a good point. Maybe take the break before we do the fight.
Oh, it's 10:15 already. Well,
Yeah.
that time went by real quick.
Well, good. This
yeah.
gives me time to think.
So, we are going to do exactly that. We are going to take our second break of the evening. And I think when we come back, we will actually do the drawing for the dice giveaway that we have open right now. The set of dice, as Zorro posted in the chat just a moment ago, is that beautiful green set that link will take you to. And all you have to do is type !Dicember to enter into the giveaway and be present when we're doing the drawing. If your name does come up, just tell us what it is that you won. We will grab your Discord username from you, and that'll be that. We'll reach out to you when we're ready to send it out. So bear with us. We will be back in just a few minutes.
Well, we are, get the chance to show them. So
Alrighty, we're back.
Proper grid for a spell.
Oh,
Oh.
that's who was doing that? I was wondering.
Yeah,
Wait,
kind of useful.
what is
Nice.
I needed to plan.
I needed to plan.
It's a spell grid
It's
for
a
radius.
Oh.
proper radius.
that? Was that the 20-foot radius?
It's the
Yes.
proper grid
Yes.
thing that shows the grid.
I can hit most of them, but oh wait. Sorry, you
just
have
the
to
one.
select all 3.
So I assume we're back.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I was writing
Oh.
things to people in DMs.
Oh, I
Welcome
didn't know
back.
we were back. Hi.
No,
I said we're
Um,
back.
We're doing
I
things.
didn't. When did you say this?
When Rojan speaks, we're either back or everything is broken.
I literally heard nothing.
Yeah, there's 2
of that.
options. Everything's broken, the Twitch stream is dead, and everything's on fire, or we're back and live.
Look,
Gotcha.
look. If things are broken, you're gonna hear me say "fuck." I didn't say "fuck."
he said hi.
Yeah, I said we're
So-
live.
Before
I thought I heard hi.
Yeah, I thought I heard
before-
hi too. I don't know.
Before we find out what
Totally over my head.
Shadow Fox's grid is for, let's go ahead and close up this giveaway and draw a winner, shall we?
I don't know,
Three
this
dice.
drawing thing sounds like a lot of artwork.
Crazy man, you entered the giveaway early. Are you still here? Hopefully you are.
Crazy man.
Just gotta tell us what it is you won.
What crazy thing did you win?
What crazy pretty thing did you win?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. I know what your Discord username is, so you don't have to give it to me. I will record that and pass it along to Zoro, and she will reach out to you when she's ready to ship those dice off. So for those of you that entered and are sad you did not win, don't worry. There will be another opportunity for you tomorrow and another opportunity on Saturday.
Congratulations, crazy man.
Congrats.
Those are pretty.
Yeah.
So, back to the predicament that you guys are in. Shadow Fox,
Yes.
what is Yixis up to?
He's gonna notice these things are here again, and he doesn't like it. So he's gonna yelp real quick, and he's gonna take out his platinum coin, because reminded me if I'm incorrect here, but you had said once arcane new spellcaster who this
Yes.
arcane focuses replace the need for components that don't have a gold value, right?
Yes.
Yep, components that don't have a gold value and are not consumed by the spell can be replaced by a focus.
All right, so rather than reaching into a component pouch for a bunch of nasty bat guano and sulfur,
Oh,
he's
I know
going
what
to
you're doing.
take he's going to take his platinum coin from Zael, and he's going to take like a small iron piece that he has on him somewhere, and he's going to strike it like a flint and steel, and it's going to spark, and that's how he's going to cast fireball in the area that you see.
Nice.
All right.
And he's probably going to fall backwards after that.
Is, if I remember correctly, a dexterity save.
Yes.
Okay, so starting at the top left, first guy. First guy rolls a 14. I believe that's a fail. Second guy.
Yeah, DC 16.
Ooh, second guy rolls a 9, so he fails too. Third guy rolls a 22, so that's a success from him. Fourth guy rolls a 15, just shy, and fifth guy rolls a 14, so all but one of them failed.
This is why it's good to have your caster go first.
It can be, yeah, before the battlefield really develops.
You mean so
that's
they
gonna
don't
be-
ground zero the party?
It's going to be 27.
27, good damage. Okay. 27 for you, and you, and you. Oh god, no, not 273.
Yes.
Already put it in. It counts.
That's what the undo button is for.
No, that doesn't exist anymore. They took that away.
I just put it back in. And half from you. Okay, that was a damn good fireball. And any further movement or anything from you?
So he literally cast the fireball and fell backwards off of Xena's shoulders,
I can see it.
Ooh.
It's adorable.
and he's gonna scurry around.
How does Yixis feel about being a shoulder-mounted missile launcher?
I'm okay with it. He maybe
Alright.
not so much.
So, Zara, it's up to you now.
No pressure. All right. Well, Zara remembers that these things don't like lightning. So, doing what she normally does, now with one hand. Just gonna point clawed finger out towards, the two here right behind him. She's just gonna snap and bring the lightning down right behind him.
Okay. That is a what save from them?
That is a dexterity save.
Dexterity save. First one rolls a 5.
That ain't gonna work.
Second one rolls a 4.
All right, so they both take max damage. That's gonna be 14 lightning damage to both of them.
14. Very nice. Oh god, what did I do? What's happening? Okay, I fixed it. 14. That guy. 14. That guy. That one that's kind of in the center there, right here, is already not looking good. Got like wires and brass rods that just fire out the sides of this thing between its metal plates, and it's looking pretty wobbly.
And then I'm going to give a verbal command to Skelly to move there and defend.
Okay. Iza, you're up.
Ethan's gonna do what Ethan does best. She bullies the enemy. She'll step up. She's gonna take 2 swings with her longsword.
Okay.
So, the first one's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will hit.
And that is 8. So that's 8 points slashing.
Very nice.
Or make my second attack a trip attack.
Okay.
That's going to be a 7, a 16.
16 will hit.
All right. I will need a. Read this again. Strength saving throw.
That is a 4.
That is a fail, so it is knocked prone.
Okay.
And that's going to be plus 4 is 15 points slashing.
Okay, you do some serious damage to this thing.
And
It,
then
looking to be about in the same state as that other one that's starting to fall apart.
I'm going to bring my shield up and I'm just going to bring it down as hard as I can on top of him. Smash him
Okay.
to the ground, which would be with advantage now that he's prone.
It would.
And that is a 21.
21 will hit.
8. That's a 6 points bludgeoning.
Okay. Very, very close to death, but somehow still wriggling around on the ground.
I rolled more than a 2 on damage die.
Okay, anything else from you?
No, that's my full turn.
Okay, that brings us to something you guys can't see. And it is going to move. Okay, that one will get to there. So close, but not close enough. And that brings us to the metal snakes. They are going to swarm around Isa. And this one here is going to use half its movement to stand up from prone. And then all 5 of them are going to make attacks against
Alright.
Isa. So, first one, it does a dirty 20 hit.
It does.
Okay, that will be 11 piercing damage and a con save from you, please.
25.
You're fine. Attack number 2. That one's probably not going to hit. A 17.
Nope.
Attack number
You let me know
3.
when the one that I damaged goes to attack. Or did it already?
That is the one that is attacking right now.
Okay.
So that is going to be a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
Is 10 piercing damage and a con save, please.
17 for the con save.
17, you're fine. And attack number 4. Oof, that's more like it. Where were these rolls the last couple sessions? That is a 23 to hit.
That will hit.
Oh, minimum damage, though. That's 5 piercing damage. And a con save.
Dirty 20.
You're fine. And number 5 is going to miss with a 14 to hit.
I will use my reaction to repose. So I
Okay.
can make a weapon attack.
Madbird
Or a
Streams, thank you for that
16?
raid.
16 will hit.
And that would be 16 points of damage.
16 points of damage. Okay, and is that versus the one that just attacked you?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I can only attack the one that was attacking me. Yeah.
And final attack is a 19 to hit.
19 does not hit.
All right. That is all of our snake friends. Xena, you're up.
Dina would like to go into a glorious rage. And I need to roll for my wild magic to see
Yes, that is right.
what occurs. So that would be oh, okay. So I rolled a 2, which is I can teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see until your rage ends. You can use this effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action.
Very
Ooh.
nice.
I love Wild Magic Barbarian. That is amazing.
So in that case, I will teleport right there.
And you guys see Xena get so angry that she just vanishes.
and then
And then-
pops up.
Reappears near Isa, I imagine in like a flurry of golden sparkles.
Oh yeah. Oh, like
Yes,
the golden sparkles.
Of course. Just glitter. And I'm gonna whack it because I don't know any better. I wasn't in the last battle. So I'm gonna try to hit it with my great axe.
Okay. And for reference, this one right here looks far more damaged than this one right here, though they both are damaged.
Okay, I'll aim for the weaker looking one.
Okay.
Okay, so 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
Oh, 12 on my d12. So that's 17 points of slashing damage if it does anything.
It has been far too long since you have felt the glory and joy of battle, and you let it show as you just crush this thing till
Good, it
there's
actually went through.
nothing left but sprockets and springs in a pile on the ground.
Yeah, she just you see her just apparate, just appear and slice right into it. And then I'm gonna just kind of pirouette around, just getting real into it. And I'm gonna slash upwards towards the other one that I saw Isa take some hits towards.
Okay.
And we're gonna do that's good. I'm using a calculator because I can't math. 25 to hit.
25 will absolutely hit.
Let's use you this time. Boom. No, not as good, but that's all right. That'll be 10 points of slashing damage to that one.
10 points of slashing. Okay.
And or do I hold on? Do I not add? It's been a while. I've been out for 3 weeks. Do I not add my modifier to the second attack?
No, you do, because you have
You do?
extra
Okay.
attack. So
That's right. I
add your
get 2 attacks
modifier
bonus.
and rage damage and all that stuff.
So I'm still good. And I'll stay there because I know Isa likes having a buddy in the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm not gonna do that right now either. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do this
Okay.
round.
That will bring us round to Xerax.
Glitter.
All right.
You have your spreadsheet abilities ready.
What?
Well, you have so many things that add to your attacks, but only under specific circumstances. So you have to reference the column to the row to find out what you add.
Yeah. Okay. So what's damaged? What's not? That's the important question.
Everything except for this guy right here has been damaged.
Except for
Which
who?
guy?
You're in DM layer.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
The guy to the bottom left of Isa.
Okay. We're
That
going
one's
to
fine,
move
the rest are
to
damaged.
there, which should not provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yep, you're good.
You're right, though. You are very right.
Ugh.
Okay, so priority 1 is cast Hunter's Mark on the undamaged one.
Okay.
Smart. No. That's putting all my ducks in one basket. We're not doing that.
Ah, come on.
It's eggs in a row, ducks in a basket. Don't ask questions.
Gotcha.
I need more things that have line effects.
Okay.
I'm right there. I'm right there with you.
If you want line effects, play a sorcerer or a warlock.
Yeah.
Or have a javelin of lightning.
Okay.
There.
The boring casters.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Isn't that warlock?
I can say that because I have active sorcerers and warlocks right now in other games.
All right. That seems correct. Yes. Yes. You know, it's a really good thing I'm not next to anyone because that was a nat 1.
Oh.
My favorite number.
Unless the axe flies out of your hands and hits one of us.
All of a sudden, Zara has no arms.
Roll a d6 for me, please.
4.
4. Okay. Roll a d4 if you would.
4.
Oh, ooh. You did not want to roll high on that. So, you swing your axe horizontally, looking to maybe decapitate 3 of these things all at once. And they see it coming. They see you run over to where you are and wind up that swing. And all 3 of these snakes coil around each other and form like one thick, solid metal pillar that you smash your axe into. And instead of going clean through them like you had hoped, you see large cracks appear in the blade of your axe.
No.
Every time you roll damage for that axe, you are going to add a -4 to those damage rolls.
No.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got a plan here.
Not playing Snit. I can't mend it.
No, but we have someone who mended a dagger before, so.
It's gonna take more than a bit of string and duct tape to fix that. What are our claws for damage again?
The claws are D10s,
Sounds right.
plus strength or dex.
Probably.
Glorious. Okay. So we're just going to use a claw in the next one.
Okay.
I like how glorious has become all of our catchphrases for this.
That's it's a thing.
I wish I could, but it's not in my character.
You're all thieves. You're all a bunch of thieves.
That's a 26 to hit.
26 will hit. Which one of the 3 are you hitting?
The one I hunter's marked.
Gotcha.
I'm assuming hunter's mark will still go off.
Yes, it will.
Xena slowly indoctrinating all of you into
Yeah,
the.
it's the cult of Xena.
So
And you were all afraid
cult-
that Zara was the one that was going to get into your mind.
I know what that is. Okay. That's a
Indoctrinate
D10,
everyone
not a
into the cult
D12.
of glory.
all right.
Unfortunately, that doesn't apply. So that is 7 from the claws and 3 from the hunter's mark.
Okay.
And that is going to be it for this round.
Okay. And every one of you heard the awful clang of that axe connecting with those snakes. And you know the sound. By now, you know the sound of your weapons cutting through these metallic beasts. And that was not a good sound. Yixis, you're up.
Ooh. Is a 5-foot cube really?
It's a single square.
Okay, it's a single square.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. That's not what I want to do. Okay. I'm gonna do I think what is the check on this? Oh, cool. Ranged spell attack. I like that. No saves. I'm gonna do chromatic orb. And the types of damage I've seen these guys take previously are fire, lightning, poison, and thunder. Have I noticed any particular one that they seem to react more harshly to?
No.
Any of those that they tend or react or have taken less damage from?
Poison.
Poison, okay. I'm gonna do thunder damage with this chromatic orb.
Okay.
And let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna just work my way from that guy
Starting
down.
from the hunter's mark
Like
one. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, this isn't something that just stays up, is it? It's just a one hit.
TT2KB, thank you for that raid.
I'll go with it, but I'm gonna cast it at second level.
Okay.
You need my spell attack. Let's say Okay, so that's a 16.
That will hit.
Okay, and then it's 4d8.
Sounds
Thunder.
about right.
20 damage to it.
20 damage. Very nice.
Yeah, it was
that
a 6
one,
of 4 and an 8 and 2. It's like
that
easy
one
adding.
went from looking great to looking about as bad as they all did after you fireballed them. Anything else from you, Yixis?
Actions. Bonus action. No, I don't have like any cantrips or anything I can do, so I'm just gonna maybe inch my way a little bit further away. My snake will come with me.
Okay. Zara, you're up.
Have I ever mentioned it's really frustrating when everybody gets into the AoE range of a call lightning spell?
Welcome to being a druid.
Yeah, welcome to being Keo.
Welcome to having melee fighters.
All right, so since I know nobody here is resistant to lightning damage, gonna go ahead and target call lightning right here to hit the top and bottom one.
Okay. So they need to make a save, and it is going to be. Oh, finally they roll good on their saves. That is a dirty 20 from the first one, and a 16 from the second one.
All right, so they'll both take half.
Okay.
Of course. When I roll, so it's a total of 20 lightning damage, so they take 10.
And okay, still good damage considering how much damage they've taken so far. They are looking rough.
And I'm gonna issue a command to Skelly to go here to make an attack on this one.
All right.
He's going to make a. Does he have a short sword, or is it just his fists?
Just his fists.
Okay.
It's just the basic Skelly stat block, but the configuration that the bones are in right now is like some sort of quadruped creature.
All right, so
Beautiful makeup.
it's going to be a fist attack of 15.
15 will hit. That's
All right.
the exact number you needed.
How much damage is it? Still the 1d6, or how much damage is the deal?
Yeah, it'll still use the same
Okay.
damage rolls and stuff like that.
It'll be 3 points of piercing damage.
3 points. Okay. Every little bit helps. Anything else from you or Skelly?
Nope.
All right. Iza.
Alright, so I'm more. Knowing Xena can take care of herself, I'm going to start with this one down here in the corner. I'm going to take an attack. That will probably miss at an 11.
An 11 will miss, unfortunately.
Alright, attack number 2. That's nat 1.
Oh, it's my favorite number again.
Oh no.
This dice done.
What weapon are you using?
Longsword.
Longsword? Okay. Roll a d4 for me and re-roll it if it lands on a 4.
3.
3, okay. So you swing your sword, kind of bringing it up from being down at your side, trying to swing kind of crossways across this snake. And it does catch the mechanical snake a little bit, but you aren't expecting the way that it twists the sword in your hand when it does. And it slips free from your grip. Xerax, I need you to make a dexterity save for me.
Always Xerax. Always Xerax.
This is fine. I mean, I cracked her once before. Dex,
You guys go back and
Dex,
forth,
yep.
it seems.
that's an 18.
An 18? Okay. I don't want to say you're expecting it by now, but
We hit
you're
each other a
always
lot.
a little weary when Iza starts swinging her sword around you. So you're kind of keeping your eye on it. And as the sword leaves her grip and comes flying in your direction, you manage to duck out of the way just in time. But the sword does end up landing.
That dex there. Where's that dex check to catch it and start swinging it?
If you had a free hand, well, I guess you do have a free hand, but you're not a monk. So, and where I put the shoddily drawn X is where the sword lands.
Or shield bash it then.
Okay.
The
Nope,
viable
in the
option.
thing.
Don't roll a 1 on the shield bash, please. Oh, did you just roll a 1 on the shield bash?
Different guy.
Oh,
Also one.
okay.
Okay, not a frisbee.
I
Tyr-
haven't had the opportunity to break out the shield chart yet.
Tyrus' Force Ghost is just like painfully face palming right now.
Oh,
Yes,
young
he is.
Padawan, you have failed me.
What,
You were the shield.
did I tell you what material that shield was made out of?
Wood? I thought this
Wood.
one was because this was Zenus. I thought hers was like a polished wooden
Right, that
shield.
was had the wood with the like tin plating on it, I
Yeah.
believe. Okay.
Got something else. My shield.
Roll a d4 for me, if you would.
3.
3? Okay. So you bash into this snake creature with your shield, a little frustrated that your sword has left your hand. So you put all of your weight and all of your might behind this shield bash, trying to just crush it down against the sand. And you feel like you feel a very satisfying crack beneath you as you press down on it.
No.
And you pull up your shield and you look at it, and the tin plating that's on the front of it has a big split going from the center down to the bottom, and you can see splinters of wood kind of sticking down from it. The bonus that your shield gives you to your AC is reduced by 1.
Alright. Well, now we're going to action surge.
Okay.
Pull out our other longsword because I have 2.
Yep.
Just in case the other one goes flying.
Yes. Now we're going to try to hit the same damn snake, the same damn sword. For 26.
That will hit.
I do 6 points of slashing damage.
6
Okay.
points of slashing damage. Okay. It is still up, but not looking good at all.
We're gonna take another swing at it.
Okay.
For a total of 16.
16 will hit.
And a total of 9 slashing damage.
9 slashing damage. Okay. So finally, after all the moves and all the frustration, you manage to chop this thing into little pieces on the ground in front of you. It only had 4 HP when you started your turn. But it's dead now. And a little bit of satisfaction washes over you.
Bad dice.
Anything else on your turn?
No, that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. Other creatures. Let's see. People have moved, so there. That one will go there. Yixis, give me a perception check if you would.
I don't like the sound of that. But sure. Okay, 13 on the die. Let me find my bonus. Of course, I'm on my spell sheet. Perception 1. So 14.
14. Okay. Something happens, and I will tell you about it if it ever happens to come up. Zara, give me a perception check as well, please.
I'm sorry, what?
Perception check.
Sorry,
from
I
you.
spaced for a moment. A perception check. Oh, that's actually good this time, thankfully. Perception, that will be a 22.
A 22. Oh, you are so lucky. This thing rolled a 21.
See, I don't like when
Okay.
you say that.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're fine. Don't worry about it.
How many
Okay.
dragons are
Um,
stealthed around me right now?
It was only the
no,
3.
All
no
the dragons.
You know,
But-
you know all those babies that dragon is having.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
You,
Bring me
you
their,
do
bring me their
hear,
other arm.
yeah, you do hear a rustling in the sand behind you, and turn around just in time to see a mechanical clockwork-looking spider creature
Oh,
come out of the sand. And it looks like it was about to do something to you, but you caught it in time. So
Was it trying to pick
kinda-
my pocket?
it's hard to tell. But you see it. You turn around, look at it, and it just freezes. And that is those things. Brings us around to the snakes. Snakes are dumb, so they're just gonna keep attacking Isa.
Fine.
So the first one is not gonna hit with a 14. Second one is not gonna hit with a 15. Third one is probably gonna hit with a 20.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is going to be 11 piercing damage and a con save, please.
19.
19, you're fine. And the last one is definitely going to hit with a 22.
Yep.
And we'll deal 10 piercing damage and a con save, please.
Ten.
I'm sorry, what was that number?
A 10.
A 10. Okay.
It had to happen eventually.
It happened to have to happen eventually. Not the funnest one of their abilities, but certainly one that you're probably not going to be pleased with.
No, probably not.
This thing clamps down on your leg when it scores that bite attack, and you feel heat rushing through your veins as it pumps poison into you, dealing 16 points of poison damage.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ouch.
But that is all the snakes can do. And that brings us to Xena.
Wait, I'm checking if I was muted. Do I see the thing behind Zara from my perspective at all?
What is
Or
your
see her
passive
react to it?
perception?
My passive perception, I imagine not all that great. Sorry, my mouse is being a jerk. Okay. Yeah, 9.
9. If it was a 10 or above, you would have. But not with a 9, unfortunately. You see Zara reacting to something, but you can't see what from this position.
I don't see any. Okay. What is this?
That is a familiar of Yixis's. I don't
Oh,
know where
okay.
he keeps it, but the token is there in case he needs it.
Okay. I just want to teleport and be cool. Damn. Got nowhere to
You
go.
You could just teleport right over here and just flip back and forth.
I will just to be cool. Boom.
Cloud of
I'm over there
sparkles.
now. So yeah, just zip and then glitter and swipe with what is this icon that's on this snake? What does that mean again?
That is Xerax's hunter's mark.
Okay, I'm gonna just whack that one with my great axe. Nat 20.
Nat 20 will certainly hit.
I like my new dice so far.
I'm gonna have to move my hunter's mark.
Sorry. Okay, nat 20. We're doing. What do I do for brutal critical?
Brutal crit is max damage plus the die roll.
Okay. Could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. Okay, so that's 23 points of slashing.
That is a heavy hit. So that snake that you're attacking is like, if snakes could laugh, it is there laughing at Xerax for breaking his axe, and then suddenly you appear out of thin air and just cut this thing down into several pieces before it even hits the ground.
Nobody laughs at my friends. She kind of winks at Xerax and then pirouette and whack at the snake in front of him.
Okay.
Not good. Probably not going to hit this one. 8, right. 11.
11 will not, unfortunately.
I figured. She got a little too distracted with her wink and her pirouette. Got a little too sure of herself.
Got one at least.
Got one good, solid, little brutal hit in.
Swung mid wink, just threw it all off.
Yeah. I shouldn't have done that. I got sand in my eye. I don't know how that happens. But yeah, that's it for Xena. Pass priority.
All right, Xerax. You got one target in front of you.
Sorry.
I'm debating what I want to do. You know what? We're just going to... I don't have to move that if I don't want to.
Yeah, you could just leave it.
It's like the hex. You may do the thing.
Yep.
What we are going to do... You know what? Let's just do an attack and see how it goes. I have claws.
That you do.
Does a 20...
Yes.
Okay. And since nothing is being added, that is 13 from the claws.
Okay. Pretty darn good hit on this thing. It is fallen apart, but still up.
Now, I am going to go for that second attack. Let's see what happens. You know what? We're going to burn my bonus action between. I'm going to planar warrior and go for the second swing. 20, yes.
Yes.
21.
Most certainly, yes.
Okay. D8 and D8. All right. Do you want any of the damage broken out? There's a Colossus Strike and a Planar Warrior going in here.
Nah, just give it to me.
Okay. That is 10.
I think
19?
just between those modifiers, you're going to do more than enough to...
19 damage.
Oh, yes. You're used to killing things with your weapons, and you enjoy killing things with your weapons, but there's something primal and satisfying about tearing into this thing's plates with your claws and ripping them off and just grabbing the gears and the levers that give it life and tearing them out of its body as it falls to the ground.
Unfortunately, I burned my bonus action, so that is going to be it.
Okay.
Yes.
Ixis, you're up. You most certainly do see the thing that has Zara's attention at the moment.
Yes. I am gonna start going, oh no, oh no, oh no. And I'm going to, let's see here, where is it? Gonna reach into my pouch and grab out a gilded flower, and I'm gonna shake it in that direction, and a face spirit is going to show up right next to that spider thing there.
The token for that around here somewhere. There it is. Face spirit. I believe you should have control of that.
And it is fuming.
Okay.
So let's see here. That's my action. And I will try to move myself further away. But for my bonus action, can my familiar aid or like do the help action?
Depends on what you're trying to do. Rules is written, they can't really. They're
Well, I
fairly
know they
limited,
can't attack.
but I like to allow them to do certain actions because it just makes sense to me that they should be able to. So
Well,
it depends on the action.
It's based on a flying snake or a flying
Yes.
serpent. And flying serpents have flyby attack, but it can't attack because it's familiar. So I was thinking it could fly by and pester. Kind of as a distracting maneuver. Maybe.
You could send it that way and it can do a... We'll do its charisma versus the creature's charisma. And
Sure.
if you roll higher, then it'll work.
So yeah, as bonus action.
Oh
that's
god, I
what-
shouldn't have said that. This thing's charisma is garbage.
I don't think a familiar has high charisma either. So
That's fair.
yeah, it doesn't. It's got a -3.
Okay, well, this thing has a -5, so...
Oh.
That's a different story if
That'll,
you've got a pseudo dragon.
Battle of the Charismas right here. This thing rolled a total of 6. Oh. Oh. How unlucky.
So it
So,
just flies by. It doesn't.
It flies
distract me.
by. You feel like it had a chance of success, and it just happened to not fall in your favor this time.
Okay. Anyways, so the little face spirit is going to attack spider thingy.
Okay?
Wait, did the snake just fly by?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of look over at it.
I guess they haven't really seen your familiar yet,
No.
have they?
That's not a good
I've
thing.
been paying attention. It's been out for a while. Let's see here. Where is its attack? Hold on.
It's the Faith Spirit. You should have the character sheet in your journal, and its attack is the short sword attack,
Yes.
plus any modifiers that its mood may or may not add to that.
Okay. So, I didn't want you to go away. Damn it. Wait, hit is a d6 plus 3?
Its hit is +4.
Plus 4. Okay.
The
So that's going to be a 16 to hit.
16 will hit. And in the damage there, it says +3/+3. That is intentional. It is a total of +6.
Oh, okay.
Because one of those numbers changes depending on other factors. So
I rolled a 1, so that's going to be 7 points of
okay,
damage.
plus 1d6 force damage.
Oh, plus another 1d6. That's a 6.
Okay, that is decent
Total
damage
13.
from a little fey creature. Thankfully, Zara, when this mysterious fey spirit pops out of the ether right next to you, it's attacking the spider instead of you.
Have I seen this? I've seen this face spirit before, haven't I?
You have not. The
He
little
has.
spirit.
Yeah.
I think the little spirit that you saw was one that was generated from Xena's wild magic.
No.
No, I've seen.
I used it to cast darkness on myself over and over and over.
Oh,
and over.
that was, yeah, you're right. You're right. That was this thing. So yes, you recognize it as the thing that was casting darkness in 6-second intervals on Yixis when you first met.
Okay.
So anything else from you or the spirit, Yixis?
Nope, that will be it.
All right, Zara.
So when I initially caught the spider sneaking up on me, it didn't make any action towards me.
It was making an action, but when it saw you see it, it froze in place.
I see. I think what she's... Can I maybe intimidate the machine? Kind of like showing it what I'm gonna do to the snakes with the lightning, to see if it will maybe make it back down.
What is the hope that you're looking to achieve? What are you aiming to
pacify
get out
it.
of? Okay.
To make it change its mind on whatever it was, trying to do to me.
Sure.
Since it didn't attack, it has my curiosity.
Okay, sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. So I'm gonna call the lightning down over here to those two.
Okay. And they will make their saves. Well, that one won't. That'll be a 14. And that will be another 14. So.
All right. So full damage from those two.
This is gonna hurt those poor snakes.
It's gonna be 17 points of lightning damage.
Oh, yeah. You obliterate both of them. By the time the sand clears from the force of the lightning strike, throwing it up in the air, there's just gears and metal plates scattered all over the place. Who knows what piece belonged to what body at this point.
Okay, and she's gonna turn and she's gonna look at the spider after the two snakes explode. That can very well be you in a couple seconds. I suggest you just stand down.
Okay, give me that intimidation roll.
That will be a 14.
14. Okay, and that was versus a roll that it did, and you will find out the results on its turn.
All right, and then I'm gonna call Skelly over for protection.
Okay.
And he's just gonna use the defend action.
And that will bring us to Iza. All your snake friends are dead.
Alright. I'm gonna start with my bonus action as second wind for some healing. Full of
Not a
10
bad
points.
idea.
Nothing ever wants to hit me. Always wants to hit Isa.
They're afraid of the glory.
Just so terrified of the glory. Just
looking
too
around, do I
glorious.
see anything? I guess I'm gonna take a moment to look around the battlefield to see if I see any other critters.
Okay, you can use your action to do a perception check of the battlefield if you'd like.
Yes.
So you can go ahead and give me that roll.
A 21.
A 21? Okay, you scan the battlefield in a full 360-degree circle, and you spot two things. One is your sword. You spot it on the ground over here.
Mm-hmm.
And the other is indeed a little mechanical creature over by Zara.
Uh-huh. I think I can make it. Yeah. More moved up to here. Can't do anything else on my turn, so that's all I'm going to do.
And you do have a good look at the creature now.
And I'm just gonna call it. Don't kill it just yet.
We'll nod our head.
And this creature looks to be kind of familiar to you, but not entirely. It's a spider-like critter with like a spool of very thin barbed thread on its thorax that would probably act like a spider's silk. Something about it seems a bit familiar, but in the heat of battle, you can't quite put your finger on it. And that will bring us to these creatures. One of them is visible to you, but what's the other one doing? The other one is... Nope, I'm on the wrong layer. That's the right layer.
The other one doesn't exist.
Go in here. And that one... It kind of looks at you, Zara, after your intimidation, and you... Given your history of turning into a spider, you kind of recognize the expression and the posture that it takes, and that it's kind of standing down from being hostile towards you. But then it looks to your undead friend, and then it looks to Iza, and then it looks to the face spirit that was attacking it, and it begins to burrow down into the sand. If anyone wants an opportunity attack against it as it does that, because it is using movement to leave your threat ranges, you can certainly take one.
Iza will only take one if Zara does.
Zara lets
She
it
told him
go.
not to.
Okay. So it burrows down and disappears from your sight. And unless anyone is going to make chase or attempt to in some way, that would be the end of combat. But if you're going to try and chase it, we will stay in initiative.
Does Xena catch sight of it as it's burrowing down?
Yeah, I think so. I think as soon as Iza spotted it, you kind of look at Iza and then look in the direction she starts running and say, oh, there's a thing over there.
Would I have an opportunity to teleport myself directly underneath it so that it's burrowing into my chest instead?
Ow.
And then I'd like to try to grapple it with my action.
Do you have to be able to see the spot that you're teleporting to?
I do have to see the spot. That's why I want to be like, try to get underneath it on the ground.
I like the ingenuity, but it is an occupied space that you don't have a full sight on.
What about just at a space near it and then try to grapple it before it gets too far down?
Let's do a dexterity thing here. The DC will be fairly high, but if you beat the DC, you can teleport to the spot that it occupied and have an opportunity to grab at it before it's gone completely.
Okay, and this isn't considered a save, it's a check, so...
Yeah, it's straight dexterity check.
Nope. I got a 2 on the die, so...
Ooh.
It's a 3. I'm not fast enough.
You do manage to teleport over there, but by the time you get there, it is gone.
Okay.
It was a good idea. So, I think that will mark the end of combat.
Iza's gonna look up at Zara and be like, "Can you fix my shield?" What
did you do
Sad
to
puppy
it?
look. I hit the snake really hard in the wrong
Apparently.
spot.
And it's still in one piece, right?
Splintered.
Some of the wood is missing because it kind of splintered and fractured, but you would be able to repair the break in the tin.
Okay. Then I'll go ahead and cast mending on it.
Okay. And the crack in the tin seals itself up. I mean, it is just tin, so it's not going to repair the -1, but at least it doesn't look like it's falling apart.
On the underneath side, how's the map looking?
The map has a pretty sizable chunk missing from the southernmost area. And I will remove some of the map on the main screen actually right now as we move back over there.
Little do we know the shield was actually a magical map, that anything that happened to the map happened to land.
Yep.
The desert now just has a giant crevasse in it for no apparent reason.
Don't put that evil out there.
It's already out there.
Oh,
And there it is.
Lord.
This. And we are going to remove this. And we are going to remove this.
No.
I think we might need a new form of map keeping. And she looks at Yizik. How do you? I always forget how to say his name.
Yixus?
Yixis. Looks over at Yixis.
I can copy
You
the
can
map
draw
onto-
maps, right?
How bad does Isa look right now?
Not great.
Darn bad.
All right, I'll drop a level 3 cure wounds on her.
We could take a hour break.
That's actually really good.
Sure.
You are going to you're going to recover 23 HP.
Oh dang! Thank you.
Wow.
Darn good.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was my last level 3 spell for the day.
Isa's probably sitting on the sand with sad puppy looking at her shield. Cold pressed.
It was a good shield, Xena says, and pats her on the back. It's been through a lot.
Don't have any more shields.
No, we don't.
I mean, you had one, but you used it as firewood.
Look, I wasn't using it anymore.
You think you couldn't stop it in time?
Look,
Kelly, well done in battle. She goes and talks to the skeleton.
Skelly just stares at you, like stares blankly.
Good one, Skelly.
Unfortunately, we might need to make a stop back by Rith's cast. As I kind of bury my axe part of the blade into the sand and just leave it there.
That axe has certainly seen better days.
What kind of axe was it?
That was a great axe.
Oh, okay. Xena will hold up both of her hand axes. You want them?
I have multiple strapped to my chest as well.
All right.
Like, not exactly what I was needing.
Sure. She'll put them back.
Spirit very sadly stand up and go retrieve her sword.
But do we want to journey off the path?
We could always come back to the path.
It's not that I'm worried about. This path that we walk is the most likely to lead to all of us safely returning home after our journey is done.
Well, who's to say that we can't, just take a dip off the path and then get right back onto it?
We could backtrack our way to the Colosseum and then down to Rith's Cast.
What if we walk backwards and then we're technically not going forward anymore? So we're not impeding on the vision's forward path.
I don't think that's how it works.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
That's not how it works.
Pretty sure this is brilliant, glorious logic.
How about this? Let's make camp for the night. In the morning, I will do another vision to see what happens if we go backwards.
Just,
Well, and I
give
kind
it
of-
thought. That's all I say. Give it thought.
Look at the map. It's just a straight jaunt across to the arena, right? And then a little bit south to was cast.
Dork Tales, thank you for that raid.
Pretty much. I can redraw the map if we have something else to draw it on. I'm pretty good at remembering maps.
Yet again, look over at Yixus.
I do have some spare paper.
Can you? And you don't have to use your little bottle of special ink. You can use whatever.
Like
Move
blood.
this map onto something less broken.
Or just give me the piece of paper.
Ease's got
Right.
blood.
I got blood, and I have a very, very good memory for maps.
I mean, you are kind of covered in blood right now, so yeah.
Dip your claw. Bloop. Do, 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 do.
There's just this look of worst possible suggestion ever.
Look, I'll get you more paper. Just let me use one.
I can draw it. It's okay. And you'll get a spare piece of paper and start recreating the map with ink
Now,
or
since
charcoal.
I have a really good memory for maps, can I try and point out the areas that are missing to recover any of them?
You can give me a history roll.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Did they ever show me the map?
You had a glance at it, I think twice, but didn't really have the opportunity to study it.
17, and it is part of the Wanderer background to remember the maps and geography.
17, okay. I will redraw here. Your best estimate of the part that was taken.
Okay.
The shield broke. And there was some markers as well. That one there, and you think that other one was somewhere around here.
Okay.
So for those that have no idea what I just did, there is a map of the desert that I've been drawing on, that they've been following a specific path. When the shield broke, part of that map, because it was drawn on the back of the shield, was lost, and they just attempted to recreate it.
Showing the map on stream now.
So
I'll be.
that black part is the part that you believe you've faithfully recreated.
I'm going to be hovering over Yix's shoulder the whole time, going, no, you not like this. Very obnoxiously.
After you get that down on paper, oh, go ahead.
Eventually, once it's done, he's gonna hand her the paper and what's left of the charcoal. Not me anymore.
Inspect it. Look at the map. Look at the shield. Look at the paper. Look at the shield. Look at the paper. Put it away.
It looks pretty close to what you remember. So now that you have that down on paper and not on a piece of battle equipment, are
like
you
that shield
guys going to set up camp here? You do still have one more travel block, but you don't have to take it. It's been a long day. You just broke a lot of your stuff.
I still
can
have
keep-
I still have 2 points of exhaustion.
You still have 2 points of exhaustion.
I'm
Oh.
fine with camping here.
Zena
Unless
is gonna mention like these metal things know where we are though, and they like to steal our shit. Just saying.
Okay. I guess I can lead us on to another spot if you'd like to try again.
I'm more than happy to lead if need be.
Yes, let's let Zarek's lead.
Why not, right?
Yeah, why not?
Nothing ever
Come on,
bad
cliffhanger
happens.
encounter. 7 elder sand dragons.
Oh, Zarex is
Xena just holding a bunch of axes up.
quite
Yeah.
confident in himself, despite just shattering the head of his axe in battle.
I mean,
and
I'm running out
marches
of bad things that can happen at this
That's
point.
true.
So
It's true. At
There's
some
never enough
point,
of
you
that.
have nothing left to lose, right? So Zarex marches out in front of the group, relying on his
We've used what so far? Athletics.
Athletics.
Survival.
And survival.
I
And
will
history.
use perception then.
Perception. Okay. Relying on his perception, and rolls a.
Uh-oh.
Not horrible. 13.
13.
It's not a
accompanied
single digit.
by a.
That's the bad one. That's the 19.
Oh,
My
Oh,
percentiles just hate me.
13 and
do.
19.
I knew better.
Okay. The group
Oh, no.
trudges
100%.
forward confidently through the desert, relying on their 100% totally accurate map.
Mhm.
We will find out what happens next session, because it is
Just real-
11:30 and that is our end time.
Just real quick, how much time before whatever happens is happening?
About 30 minutes.
Okay, my face spirit's still with me for another 30 minutes.
Make a note of that somewhere, because that is important. So, thank you everyone for joining us for episode 11 of Gnoll Way Out. I'm having a hard time believing that we're already on episode 11. And
I'm waiting
thank
for
you.
episode 60.
I mean, that all depends on Zorro. Thank you to everyone that participated in the dice giveaway that we did earlier. We do still have a few more of those coming. Our next one is tomorrow during our Into the Wildlands game, which starts at 7:30 p.m. Pacific. Then we will be having another one on Saturday. Is that are we having the Pathfinder 2 game on Saturday? I haven't checked. That
I haven't
channel
heard
in Discord in
anything
a while.
about that.
If we are, the giveaway will be happening during that. If we aren't, it will be happening during potentially the final episode of our Christmas mini adventure, which will start at 7:30 p.m. Pacific on Saturday, as well as a giveaway of a custom made for this channel raccoon dice bag.
I don't have it
That's
on
gonna
hand.
be-
I brought it up on stream.
Okay.
perfect.
I'm like, I don't have one on hand right now.
Raccoon is our plane and time traveling Santa figure, I guess.
Patron
Our
deity
favorite
of
little
joy.
trash panda. So we're super excited to have those to give away and also be an incentive and reward for anyone that donates $100 or more to our Extra Life campaign. That information you can find in the panels below. So thank you again for stopping by and hanging out with us, and for all the amazing raids that came in today. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And we will see some of you, all of you, a number of you tomorrow at 7:30 p.m.